The weekend was electric. Comerica Park was full of energy and anticipation. Miguel Cabrera remains on 499 career home runs. He will eye history yet again here at home against the Angels in town for a 3-game series starting tonight. Downtown Detroit remains above. And we hope to see Cabrera do just that. Make history on Valley Sports here tonight. Fantastic view of our beautiful ballpark. Hi, everyone. Glad you're with us alongside my friend and my partner, the Hall of Famer, Jack Morris. Good to have you back, my friend. You know what it's like to chase baseball's milestones and baseball lore. What do you think Miguel Cabrera is going through right now?
Well, I think for a while it's as exciting as anything you can do in sports. And then all of a sudden the reality sinks in and you're saying, I want to get this over with. And I think Miggy's probably approaching that. We counted, 13 at-bats that he's had since his last home run. And that's not unusual. We know that some guys that have gotten even higher numbers had more at-bats between number 499, number 500. But I think Miggy's probably just saying, I want to get this over with. The drum roll keeps continuing, and we're going to wait until it happens because only time will tell.
He will try and get it against Bundy tonight. In the meantime, the Tigers will throw Casey Mize at the Angels. How does he navigate this lineup, do you think?
Well, I think Casey has learned that in order to be a great pitcher in the big leagues, especially in this era, he's got to pitch more to contact and try to get early out so that his pitch count is down and that he can get deep into the game. That's his goal. He wants to win games, not just start and turn it over to the bullpen. And so for him, I think it's just getting early contact down in the zone, try to induce a lot of ground balls, weak contact, maybe some fly balls, and get that occasional strikeout when he needs it.
Faced the Angels earlier this season, gave up a couple of homers, including one to Shohei Ohtani. He went 1 for 3 against Casey Mize. Ohtani has a league-high 39 homers overall, and he leads off for the Angels to start our coverage of this series when we come back.
1, 2, 3.
Wake up for a full day of baseball on MLB Central, featuring an all-star lineup of hosts.
Let's rock, baby.
Teeing up baseball's biggest news and stories with a little style.
This is waiting for you right here.
Can we record that?
Joined by a colorful cast of guests all season long.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does look good on camera.
You're most likely to avoid paying the dinner bill.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
The fun never stops on MLB Central. Weekday mornings, 10 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
Everywhere you go, everything you do, you can always take the game with you. And you can bring your friends.
Tigers baseball on Valley Sports is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. By Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. And by ram. It's been amazing to watch. Not just Cabrera's quest for 500, but the reaction of the crowd at Comerica Park. We'll see more of it tonight.
Relax and watch High Heat with Christopher Russo, only on MLB Network. The spirit of the entire city is behind Miguel Cabrera as he hopes to make a little history in downtown Detroit. Hope is a funny thing. It will keep you up at night and wake you up first thing in the morning. Hope is why we love sports. The hope that next year will be our year. The hope that tomorrow will bring better fortune. Tonight, we hope for history as Miguel Cabrera sits on the brink of immortality, and his hope is to celebrate with his fans. And there are plenty here hoping to do just that, taking pictures, taking videos, taking selfies, getting something signed, and who knows, perhaps catching that 500th home run ball. Miguel Cabrera playing first base to start this series against the Angels. Here's the lineup: Shohei Ohtani, #1 in the majors in homers, extra base hits, and slugging percentage. Right behind him, David Fletcher, who leads the majors in swing percentage of balls put in play and highest contact rate. Jose Iglesias, the former Tiger, bats 4th, and Joe Adele makes his first start against the Tigers in his young career.
And Casey Mize will toe the rubber for the 23rd time. Starting tonight, he's faced the Angels back on June 20th, did not factor in the decision. Looking for his 7th win, and he's got to be ready. Oh my.
First pitch, right back up the box. Shohei Ohtani is aboard to kickstart this Tuesday night.
couldn't even get the words out. He's got to be ready for that first hitter. And Shohei Ohtani on the first pitch he saw, a fastball, hits it right back up the middle.
We were about to say that Ohtani against the Tigers, 4 for 14 coming into the game, all 4 hits home runs. So to limit him to just a single might be a win for Detroit.
Well, he's a special hitter, that's for sure.
Now it's David Fletcher.
And here's one of the toughest guys in all of baseball to strike out, David Fletcher, a true contact hitter. He's as good as there is in the hit and run, so watch him maybe try to go the other way. Tigers playing him pretty much straight up here early in this ball game, looking for that double play.
You like him, don't you? Here goes Ohtani.
Really
the throw from Griner.
Too late.
Not in time.
Got a pretty good jump there, Shep. It's the element of surprise. Most of the time, the base runner takes it on the pitcher. You see his first step, how quick it was. He's got long strides. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he is.
And for a guy his size to run the way he does, easily getting into second. The question is, did he come off the bag momentarily while the tag was still applied? They're not going to
18th
redo it.
steal of the season for Ohtani.
So that makes it harder now for Mize. Already a guy at second base, nobody out.
And the ultimate contact hitter up there,
Yep.
right? Fletcher fouls it away.
I think most pitchers that have been around the league a few years would much prefer to pitch to a power hitter than a contact hitter, especially in these situations. Power hitters typically have holes, and if you execute, you're going to probably have success. But the contact hitters, they can handle the ball almost anywhere in the strike zone, and that's what makes you nervous.
Now the 1-2. A chopper to third. Candelario plays it off to the side and barely gets Fletcher.
Well, this was quite a play by Jamer because he checks Ohtani back at second and then throws across. Nice job by Miggy. Well, let's take a look here. You watch Jamer picking the ball a little bit to his left. He has to play the ball. Then he doesn't really get squared around because he looks over at second base, gets Ohtani there. And great job by Miguel Cabrera helping him out again, probably having some fun with Jamer about that throw.
And to keep Ohtani at second, just as important. Here's Jared Walsh. Good numbers for Walsh on the season. 22 homers, 70 runs driven in, and he had a feast against the Tigers earlier this year. Harold Castro at shortstop, right up behind Ohtani. The 1-0 to Walsh, fouled away.
Well, one of the things I want to remind our viewers who didn't see the series earlier in the year against the Angels, this is the kid that basically replaced Albert Pujols, and the pressure that was on him, especially in Southern California, when you have a legend like Pujols. But he has really done a great job, and that's why Joe Madden, his manager, wants to play him.
A 39th round pick by the Angels in 2015, takes one inside, and he was an all-star this year. Last year he made the Major League Baseball rookie all-star team.
Joe Madden wearing his third uniform.
Fourth active winning manager in the majors. Two 1 is outside. 3-1 to Jared Walsh.
Like Casey tried to backdoor a slider there. The ball just sort of spun out of his hand. This is such an important at bat here. If he can keep Walsh off the bases and limit Ohtani just to third base, he's got a chance to get out of this inning.
And he walks Walsh. Let's look at the defense behind Casey Mize. Willie Castro makes his third straight start in left field. Harold Castro had 11 assists in a couple of games against Cleveland. And Grayson Griner was a late addition because of back spasms to Eric Haas. Jeimer Candelario, third among American League third basemen in fielding percentage. Already you saw what a nice play he made on David Fletcher for the first out here in the first.
You know, I'm glad you said that, Shep, because I think Jeimer has quietly put himself in the conversation of those great defenders. He's a guy that's gone under the radar about his glove and what he's done defensively at third base.
When you think glove, you think Jose Iglesias at shortstop. You don't think about his offense much, but he had such a good season in Baltimore a year ago. He's tailed off a little bit this season, but still threat in the box for certain. The 0-1 down the right field line, but foul.
When I think of Iglesias, I think of a guy that tries to jump you. And what I mean by that, he'll look for a pitch, especially early in the count, and he'll try to jump all over it. Typically, it's that first pitch fastball that you're trying to get that first strike with. But once you're ahead of him, he will chase a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see what Casey does here now that he's in command with this at bat.
The 0-2 outside. One of the things that you measure pitchers by is how do they do with traffic and scoring position, and Casey Mize is as good as it gets in the American League.
Well, there, that little nivet there kind of shows it, but yeah, Casey has been very good at it, and typically most of those have been in these early innings of ball games. A lot of times it's a struggle, and when you throw the first pitch over to get a strike and get ahead of one of the great hitters, and the guy hits it up the middle, and all of a sudden, before you can blink, he's on second base. You have nobody out.
Yeah,
you got to consider that maybe a ground ball would really help him here.
The 1-2 to Iglesias. He's late and fouls it away.
Nice catch there. Crowd giving the fan a round of applause. You know, talk about these counts, Shep, and what he wants to do. There's a replay of the fan who brought his glove, and it wasn't for no apparent reason. He actually used it.
Yeah, he might have saved that lady 2 rows behind him because she wasn't necessarily paying attention. So good for him. High and tight, 2-2 to Iglesias.
You notice, Shep, the last 3 pitches have been up in the zone, and I'm not sure if that's by intent or they're just misses, but you're looking for a ground ball in this situation. You don't want to, you know, granted, he would take a fastball or a chase up out of the zone for a strikeout, but you want the ground ball if you can induce that double play, preferably over a ball that could be hit into the outfield.
16 pitches, as you see there for Mize, but only 9 strikes so far. So a way that you're going to have to get back on track somehow, some way. We saw that on Saturday with Willie Peralta and Kyle Funkhauser, and they are able to right that proverbial ship. 2-2 to Iglesias. Wave and I miss. Big strikeout for Casey Mize, 2 away.
Well, that's what he needed right there, and that was the chase pitch, and it might have been because of those couple pitches up in the zone. Then he drops a real good slider down and away, and he gets Iglesias to chase. You see the spin on this slider and the tight rotation, and just off the end of the bat. Big out for Casey Mize.
Here's Brandon Marsh. Didn't see him last time the Tigers played the Angels. And this is a guy who has kind of caught fire. Number 2 prospect in the system, former 2nd round pick. Playing center field here for the Angels tonight. Does not believe in razors or scissors.
Grew up a big Charlie Blackmon fan.
That's right. Or a Bigfoot fan. Here's the 1-0 to him. Just miss outside. Boy, Grayson Griner wanted that. An extra little hop behind the dish. Jason Worth is another one who comes to mind with that kind of look, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's.
Besides any of our biker friends, you know. Pickoff attempt. Oh, almost got him.
Harold wants to review it. He thinks he did.
It's a good move.
No, they're going to check it.
Wow.
So maybe we'll see something here. Harold pretty sure that he got him. Ooh, boy.
Is that enough to overturn?
I don't know. The more I see these things, the more I say, I don't know. Obviously, the first one was a better look.
It's a really good throw and tag, though.
You know, here's my question. He's got an elongated glove that's about 6 inches longer than his fingers. Does that count? Maybe they should use gloves that are 2 feet long. I mean, there's got to be some kind of rule on how big they can be. And obviously that's on his right hand, which is his pitching hand, for protection.
And we'll just remind folks, in order to overturn this, you got to have to have clear and convincing evidence that the call was correct. And he is safe, so it is confirmed. Two 2-0 to Brandon Marsh.
Well, Casey cannot let off here. He has really got to focus now. Behind in the count. He's got to get back in this count. Now 3-0. You might just pitch around this guy and take your chances with Mayfield, the next hitter. Certainly don't want to give him a cookie here. Make him hit your pitch no matter what happens.
Here it is. Now it's 3-1.
That's a good example, Hunter Wendelstead, the home plate umpire, of an umpire knowing his strike zone. The catcher actually crosses the whole plate reaching for it because he set up outside and the ball was inside, but it was a strike, and the umpire recognized it because he knows the zone and sees the plate in front of him.
3-1 to center field, and a diving attempt by Victor Reyes. It falls in front. Ohtani scores, and all the way to third rides Jared Walsh, and an RBI single from Brandon Marsh.
Well, sometimes you work and you work and you work, and then all of a sudden something like this happens. Let's look at the location. Again, a little bit too much of the plate. Tried to run it in, and he didn't get it in far enough. Nice swing there by Brandon Marsh, and it's a line drive. Victor Reyes does what he can, tries to dive, but the ball falls in front of him, and Ohtani, who can run, was often running there with 2 outs.
See how he pitches to Jack Mayfield. Up high. Mayfield might be a familiar name. He was with Seattle to start the season, claimed off waivers on April 27. The 1-0. In there for a strike. 1-1 to Mayfield. '25th pitch of the inning for Mize. Missed outside, 2-1.
We talk about stressful innings, and it's not always about the pitch count, but this has been a stressful inning because Casey's had a pitch out of the stretch from the very first pitch he threw.
Misfires again, 3-1.
Looks like he's been battling a little bit. He's not quite dialed in yet today. That will come hopefully But you want to do everything to limit the damage before that. It does have a base open here again. One of the bright stars, young guys in their organization, Joe Adele, on deck.
Missed outside, another walk. Second walk of the inning for Mize. The bases are loaded for Joe Adele. And Chris Fetter forced to make an earlier than expected visit to the mound. Hey, Hockeytown single game tickets for the Red Wings 21-22 season go on sale Friday, August 20th. Sign up now for the pre-sale and get access to tickets before the public at DetroitRedWings.com. Jeff Blashill's team will be much improved. Good signings by Steve Eisman and company. And you're hoping some of those young guys have learned enough at Grand Rapids or wherever they played a year ago to contribute to a winning campaign. Fetter's chat with Casey Mize is over. 7th batter of the inning for the Angels.
You like that view there, Shep? I love it.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I appreciate you climbing way up there in the Tigers scoreboard up there, and putting that camera up for us. That's cool.
Bungee jumping, climbing up scoreboards. That's what I do. Mize misses outside. More balls than strikes thrown by Casey Mize in the first.
Yeah, it's interesting what that conversation was with Chris Fetter. I'm sure it was, hey, you got to get ahead, but you can't throw a cookie, right? I mean, it's like, I think the best thing a pitching coach could tell him is, you figure it out, but get an out here, would you, kid?
Keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
There you go. Make it effective.
It's like the old story. Pitching coach went out, told one of the Oakland A's pitcher when Billy Martin was, I don't know what you're doing out here, but you're sure making Billy mad, so try to get an out.
Swung on and missed 1 and 2. Well, to your point, that's what A.J. Hinch told us before the game to Casey Mize. He said he's got to control the top of their order because they're not going to make a ton of mistakes. They're going to put pressure on the Tigers. So they're going to have to play clean behind him, but he's got to get ahead. The 1-2 upstairs.
Tried to get him to chase there. Evens the count at 2. Will he go back up there? Will he throw that good slider? One thing Casey hasn't done so far is throw right-handers inside much. Pitch count quite elevated for Case early.
Just outside. Man. Any solace in that at all, Jack, that he's missing just barely?
Well, he's trying to induce a swing and a miss there, right? He's trying to get that hitter to chase, but sometimes you have to look for a third of the plate instead of a third off the plate.
Now the payoff. Popped it up.
That should work.
To right field for Robbie Grossman. And Mize is through the first after 33 pitches. Miguel Cabrera bats third, chasing 500 and trying to get the Tigers even.
Nerds. Oh, thanks. Let's go. I can.
No, I got it.
Sweet unholy cobalt. Is Brad's card better than mine? Better sign-up bonus? Better travel perks? Is that how Brad took that trip to Barcelona? Wait, Barcelona? Barcelona?
Steve, I got it on NerdWallet.
Ah. You said all that out loud.
Want a better credit card? We've got you. From the best rates to the best rewards, for all your credit card questions, turn to the nerds.
When we started our company, we simply wanted better sheets. But along the way, we've realized that softer, safer, organic cotton does so much more for the planet and for humanity. It helps your home become a force for good, because home is more than just an address. Home is our soul. Boll & Branch, organic sheets, bath, and home. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
How beautiful is that, too? Boy, we got some pictures that are just out of this world today. Bottom of the first, Tigers trailing 1-0. Here's their batting order. Jonathan Schoop bats second. He's been on base 14 of the last 16 games. Jeimer Candelario has hits in 10 of his last 11. He bats fourth. And Harold Castro bats sixth. He broke up the perfect game that Tristan McKenzie was twirling for Cleveland the other day.
And the Angels are going to throw out right-hander Dylan Bundy. He's 2-9 with a 6.17 ERA. He's making his 18th start, 22nd appearance, and he's received only 2.98 runs per 9 innings, which is the second lowest in the American League. So hasn't had a lot of runs to work with.
Right, that ERA, fifth highest, though. But to your point, I mean, it's tough to win games when you're not getting a lot of run support. Let's see how he does against Grossman, Schoop, and then Miguel Cabrera here in the first.
Throws a lot of fastballs. Got a 4-seam and 2-seam. Little slider and a 12-6 curveball. But majority of his pitches are fastballs. He loves to throw it out of the zone when he's ahead. Gets hitters to chase.
If he throws a lot of fastballs, what does that mean when Cabrera comes up? How do you think that plays?
Well, that's a whole different animal. And we've talked about it. I know you and Kirk talked about the fact that they haven't been giving Miggy a lot of balls to hit, and rightfully so. Hitters or pitchers don't want to be the guy to give up that 500th home run.
Yeah,
nobody wants that on their resume.
You understand that mindset, right?
I do.
Yeah. Is it fair to say they pitch him carefully?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're trying to work ahead so that they can get him to chase. It's no different, really.
Grossman turns on one, but drills it foul. But Grossman's had some really good at-bats as of late. 348 in his last 6 ball games. Been really good in August so far this season.
You know, for the most part, Robbie has shown that he is a regular everyday player. He grinds. He does so many things well. I was really intrigued by the stat with Robbie Grossman about he leads the American or Major League Baseball with 46 strikeouts looking.
Make it 47.
Now 47.
Yeah. One away. The Angels starting defense brought to you by Marygrove Awnings. Joe Adele in left, Brandon Marsh in center, Juan Lagares in right. Jack Mayfield playing third base, David Fletcher solid at second base, and Kurt Suzuki doing the catching. And Jose Iglesias, of course, the former Tiger. We all know about his ability with the glove. He is flashy, but very, very good and dependable. Here's Jonathan Schoop on the inside, 1-0. Dylan Bundy last pitched on Wednesday against Toronto. Gave up 3 runs in 4 innings in a loss to the Blue Jays. Now 1-1 to Schoop.
Jonathan got caught a little bit there. He recognized the pitch just a fraction too late. He knew it was a hanging slider when he finally recognized it, and too late, so he took it.
Fly ball center field. Marsh is there. 2 away for Miguel Cabrera.
The first baseman, number 24, Miguel Cabrera.
Love to be a mouse. Listen to that conversation between Kurt Suzuki and Miggy. 2 veteran players with a lot of respect for each other.
The first pitch off speed and low. A.J. Hinch was glad, no doubt, to hear the fans starting to cheer a little bit, because he said it's eerily quiet over the weekend. He wants them to cheer, and I think Miguel Cabrera does too. The 1-0. Slider in at 79 to make it 1-1. His family has been here throughout the entire homestand and when he was on the road in Baltimore as well. The 1-1. fly ball down the right field line. Lagares is over, reaches, and makes the catch. Tigers go 1-2-3 in the first, and they trail by 1.
Sometimes you want the adventure, but sometimes you want the shortcut. With Home Chef Fast and Fresh, all you need is a microwave or oven. And just enough time to heat, eat, and repeat. Who said food can't be fast and home-cooked? Probably someone who never tried Fast and Fresh. Effortlessly create home-cooked meals like a pro with no prep and no mess. Delicious, meat simple. Get $80 off your first month at homechef.com.
This is cellulose acetate, a plant-based material that's not only extremely durable, but also quite flexible, making it ideal for Warby Parker glasses, which, by the way, start at $95, including prescription lenses. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com. Oh yeah, about those prescription lenses. Warby Parker glasses come standard with custom-cut polycarbonate lenses that have been treated with scratch-resistant and anti-reflective coatings. Nice. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Hey, stream your team live with the Bally Sports app. Get more Tigers team coverage, highlights, and full game replays. Tigers baseball on Bally Sports Detroit and the Bally Sports app presented by T-Mobile. Casey Mize threw a career-high number of pitches for the first inning in the first with 33. Now he deals with the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Kurt Suzuki, Juan Lagares, and Shohei Ohtani. First pitch to Suzuki's in for a strike.
I've said it many times, it takes sometimes a couple, 3 innings for a pitcher, starting pitcher, to really settle in with his command. Let's hope it is going to be this inning, because the pitch count in the first inning for Casey quickly ahead of Kurt Suzuki, 0-2. He needs to have a real sharp, crisp second inning here.
With what he hopes will be a low pitch count.
Right.
That should help. Willie Castro retires Suzuki. Let's go to Trevor Thompson for the Miller Lite Report. Hi, Trev. Good evening.
I think a few Miller Lights are being consumed out here tonight for the Miller Lite Report. Shep, I'll tell you what, they are hyped. And I'll tell you, A.J. Hinch said he wanted to have a little more emotion, a little more noise, and the fans to be a little more boisterous tonight when Miguel Cabrera came to the plate. Well, he got his wish. They still had the cell phones out, everybody documenting every part of his at-bat, but they were boisterous from the beginning. He came to the plate. Everybody out here in right field stood up and started cheering, and they were into the moment. And when the ball came this way, although it wasn't deep enough, everybody got a little bit excited, as they rightfully should, as history is hopefully in the making here tonight, guys.
Are you sure it wasn't because you were out there in right field?
I did hear my name chanted a few times. Yeah, see ya. Yeah, see, I'm not making it up.
There we go.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of love here in the building tonight.
Oh.
I think they're just feeling the moment.
You're a man of the people.
Well, not quite like Simo. He's the official man of the people, the mayor of Motown.
Yeah. The mayor of the Pepsi porch.
The mayor of something. Let's just leave it there.
All right, Trev. We'll talk to you throughout the night.
Yeah,
Juan Lagares.
when history is made, Chuck.
You bet. Absolutely. What a view. 1-2 to Lagares. Good sliding stop by Griner. Counts now even to Lagares. Batting .235, couple of homers and 25 runs driven in.
One of the things Trev's probably really looking forward to, Miggy gets that home run, he gets to find the fan and get out there and interview that person that catches it.
Second strikeout of the night for Casey Mize. 2 away for Shohei Ohtani. Menards brings you the big money encounter. Ohtani, 64% of his hits this year for extra base hits. See where that ranks in the history of the game. Anybody going to catch Barry Bonds? Probably not. Gallo in 17, Sano a year ago in a shortened season.
Well, this guy definitely is the offensive story of Major League Baseball this summer. And it's been a remarkable. We were talking today when we all were gathered going over a game plan for tonight's game about, what's he got, 3 of 4 hits coming in tonight were home runs?
4.
Yeah.
Against Detroit.
Right.
Ahead in the count 2-0. They play him to pull. Up high 3-0. Ohtani is the reigning player of the month for July. He also won it in June. First to win it back-to-back in months since Josh Hamilton in 2012 with Texas. 4-pitch free pass. He's aboard for the second time tonight.
With 2 outs, that's much more acceptable than when he leads off. You know, he still might take a crack at stealing a bag and getting in the scoring position, but pitching around him is not such a bad thing when you have 2 outs. The problem is you got this guy up who puts the ball in play and never strikes out.
And imagine if they had Mike Trout. Trout on the road for the first time in a long time. He was in New York last night where the Angels played and lost a 1-run game.
Anthony Rendon
is out, right? I mean,
they've got some players.
But can you imagine if those guys were both healthy in this lineup
and doing what we know they can do?
Right. Now, that doesn't mean that they can overcome the pitching, but those are 2 massive losses.
Certainly would help the guy on the mound who has struggled for runs, right?
Absolutely.
There he goes.
There he goes again. The throw from Griner.
Hold.
It's on the bag. Got him!
Came off, I think.
That was a bullet and right on the mark.
Well, the question is, did he come off the bag? It looked like he beat him.
Not sure.
There it is, right there. Yep, he came off the bag. Pop-up slide and foot comes off the bag. You hold the ball in your glove and keep it on the runner's leg. It's right there. He's out.
Good tag by Harold Castro and a fun way to end the second for Casey Mize.
Cliff, how do you know how much bling to wear before each game?
What bling you wear during the game is a very important decision. You want to wear enough so you look good, but not too much where it slows you down on the base pass. Some diamonds are always nice, but on a sunny day, the reflection can get in your eye and make you miss a play.
Thanks, Cliff. Very informative.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Jeimer Candelario leads off the Tigers second. Then it'll be Renato Nunez and Harold Castro against Dylan Bundy. Bundy needing just 11 pitches to get the Tigers out in order in the first. Bounces one in there against Candelario, 1-0. Candelario's been so steady, so very good. Hits in 10 of his last 11. Extra base hits in 6 of his last 8 games.
Well, the last time the Tigers saw Bundy, Mize was pitching against him, so both guys are hooking up against each other again for the second time. And Bundy went 4 innings, allowed 4 hits and a couple runs, so it'd be nice to see the Tigers get back into this game number 1 and tie it up, but put a little pressure on him. You don't want a guy like him to start feeling comfortable. You look at his numbers and say, well, there's teams that have given him trouble. Obviously, with a 6+ ERA, he's had some traffic.
Candelario launches one to deep right field. Lagares got turned around and then caught up to it for a long first out here in the second. Hey fans, if Detroit scores 3 or more runs in this game, you can visit a participating Arby's location tomorrow and receive a free small order of curly fries.
Yeah, sometimes outfielders break the wrong way, but you talk about route efficiency. Lagares right there broke right to the ball, just that he spun the wrong way. He knew which way he had to go.
Nunez 0 for 3 on Sunday against Cleveland. Of course, most of the Tigers were, except for Harold Castro, because of just how good Tristan McKenzie was. One and one to Nunez. In the dirt, 2-1. If you recall, Jack, a lot of people, when the Tigers made their first round pick this year in the Major League Baseball draft, the comparisons to Dylan Bundy began flying. Dylan Bundy was the 4th overall pick by Baltimore in 2011 out of Oklahoma, or the state of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
This is pulled foul. And he had a .25 ERA. He had 158 punchouts in 71 innings. He was as good as you could find in high school baseball. First ever baseball player to win the Gatorade National Athlete of the Year award.
Well, and thus the comparisons, right? There's some similarities in high school anyway. We'll see what happens beyond this.
The 2-2. Way inside.
I just think this crowd is about ready to pounce and get rolling. I think they could really be an influence in this game if Tigers could put a little pressure on the Angels here. They had a pretty quiet Sunday, an off day Monday, so they're ready to let loose a little bit here on a Tuesday night.
Fouls it back. And don't get us wrong, we're not comparing Jackson Jobe to Dylan Bundy. I'm just letting you know. I mean, that's where the state of Oklahoma, and because Jackson Jobe was so dominant at Heritage High School in Oklahoma City, that's immediately where people go to because of a high school pitcher being taken that high. Another payoff to Nunez, and he gets rung up.
That's a quality pitch right there. Second strikeout for Dylan Bundy, the second looking strikeout. And this is the 12-6 curveball. You see it right over the top. Good job by Kurt Suzuki, but that ball may have got part of the strike zone anyway. I don't blame Nunez. It's not a pitch he's going to hit very well anyway.
Here's Harold Castro. Castro takes an off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Slider at 77. Castro 0 for 7 against the Angels this year. As we mentioned earlier, he broke up Tristan McKenzie's perfect game with a base hit to right Grounds one up the middle. Nice play by Fletcher. The throw in time to get him. That,
how about that
is an incredible play right there. All you can do is do the proverbial tip your cap. That was headed for center field. Fletcher makes a gorgeous play, but the throw off balance on the money is just as impressive to end the second.
Oh my goodness, that one's going to be replayed hundreds of times. Big fly, Ohtani-san!
What a play in left. Gives them what they came to see.
Hi, I'm Bo Bichette, and you can catch me making great plays on MLB Tonight.
Another great defensive play. And I'm Harold Reynolds, and you can catch me breaking down those great plays on MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network.
Well, right now the wind blowing out just a little bit. That could benefit Miguel Cabrera when he comes up next. Let's hope it doesn't benefit David Fletcher as he leads off the third for the Angels. Takes one inside. Fletcher grounded to third. Nice play by Jeimer Candelario in the first. That's when the Angels scored their lone run and left the bases loaded. Mize needing 33 pitches to get out of that, but just 13 to get through the second. Fletcher was at the dish when Shohei Ohtani was thrown out by Grayson Griner trying to steal.
I thought you had a great question to AJ today about David Fletcher, and he described him as every manager's dream player.
Yeah.
And he said Joe Maddon's very, very fortunate to have a guy like that because he does so many things well, and he keeps the heart of the lineup kind of the way you want to set him up, with his ability to move the baseball around and make great contact and don't strike out. Underrated is what AJ described him, and I couldn't agree more. He's a guy that doesn't get the attention he should.
Exactly. Called him underrated and undersold.
Yeah.
Always in the right position defensively, and boy was he in the right spot to steal a hit away from Harold Castro to end the second. The 2-2 to him. Reaches out and spoils it.
Those are so frustrating for a pitcher. When you make your pitch and it's on the black, or it breaks a couple 3 inches, it's a slider like that last one for Casey, and a guy just flips his bat out there and stays alive. It's so frustrating because you have to throw another one. It has to be just as good.
Slowly, Mize off the mound, no play. That's an infield single to start the third for David Fletcher.
Well, it's complemented with another pitch that wasn't a bad pitch, fastball in. He tops it, and then guess what? You have no play as a pitcher. Casey did the right thing here. He just ate the baseball because he knew there was nothing he was going to do. Fletcher runs well. So now you have the leadoff man on. You made 2 really good pitches, and you got to start out of the stretch.
They'll keep a close eye on Fletcher because he's got 11 stolen bases on the year. Walsh fouls the first pitch away.
Walsh will shoot the ball the other way too. You pitch him away against the shift, And he's got the whole left side basically. Jamer, the only infielder on the left side, and he's playing close to the grass, so there's a lot of room right down the line. Even this ball here is going to be hard for him to get to.
There's the 0-1 to him. Just missed inside.
With the shift, Harold Castro is playing on the right side of the infield right here. And he's going to have to be the guy to cover in case Fletcher takes off.
The 1-1 fouled away.
It almost looked like with that swing, Walsh was trying to inside out it and shoot the ball the other way. So that's a good pitch. You throw it inside and he's forced to either inside out it or get the bat head out early and try to pull it right down the line. In either case, you love working ahead in the count. You've got options here.
Another 1-2. And it bounces away from Griner. Fletcher to second, has to put on the brakes. He was thinking about third for a moment.
Well, he kind of overthrew that split finger right there and pulled it down into the dirt to the right side of Grayson. He couldn't get over there to block it. Be a wild pitch.
2-2 to Walsh, who played his college ball at Georgia. So you got Auburn against Georgia here. Inside, backs him up a little bit. It's a full count.
Looks to me like Casey's trying to make the perfect pitches in these situations. Instead of just trusting that he can throw his stuff and just let it fly, he's trying to make sure he doesn't leave it right over the middle. And by doing that, sometimes you have a fraction too long of holding on to the ball.
And Walsh walks.
Uncharacteristic of Casey now. That's his fourth walk of the game.
Second time that he's given Jared Walsh a free pass to first. Don't just use an entrance, make one. Comerica Bank customers and up to 3 guests can skip the line for Tigers home games. Just show your Comerica Bank card and tickets at the Comerica VIP entrance located at Gate A. Comerica Bank, raise your expectations of what a bank can be. It's just a gorgeous view of our ballpark from the Comerica Park scoreboard. In left field, way up high near the lights, there's Jose Iglesias, who struck out his first time up. Looks at strike one. Iglesias did have a battle with Casey Mize before striking out, forcing that pitch count deeper.
Now, right now they got the corner infielders playing back a little bit. They're anticipating a ground ball, trying to turn 2 here.
Fouled away, 0-2. The 4 walks for Mize so far tonight ties a career high for him. Already at 60 pitches. Slowly to short. They'll have to hurry to get 2. Scope's turn, not close.
Harold had to go hard to his right. Then the ball kind of took a big hop. He got rid of it quick, and so did Scope. But Iglesias runs better than average, and no contest at all at first base. So now runners at the corners.
This is Brandon Marsh, RBI single in the first. and takes strike one on the corner.
If he can just stay down and away like that, he should have some success against Marsh. Now, granted, he threw him balls inside, and he left one a little bit too much up that he got the hit off of. Looks like they're trying to work him away in this at bat.
Marsh was a Angels second-round pick in 2016 out of Buford High School in Buford, Georgia. He had a scholarship to Kennesaw State, but second-round opportunity, too much to pass up. Here's the 1-1. Pops it foul. Pitchers count for Casey Mize. Needs a big out here. Infield single, a walk, and a fielder's choice has left the Angels with runners at the corners and only one away. Inside, counts even.
Made him move his feet there. See if that does anything. Will he come back inside now, like he tried to do his last time up, or will he spot the ball away?
So a setup pitch to a certain extent, huh?
Mm-hmm. He wants to come back with the slider.
The 2-2. Going in.
See, I don't know if Casey picks up the glove or if he's picking up a shin guard, maybe the shoulder. A lot of times a catcher doesn't necessarily give the pitcher the target. The pitcher is looking at the catcher based on if he's set straight up over the plate, and then the two shin guards are the corners down and the two shoulders of the chest protector are the corners up. But Grayson was setting up outside.
Swung on and missed.
There it was. Same pitch. Threw the slider again.
Big punch out there for Mize. His third of the night.
Yeah, this has been a battle for Casey so far in this game. See that tight rotation, a good little late break. That's what he was trying to do on the previous pitch.
One out, away from trouble. Jack Mayfield, who drew a walk in the first. See the 67 pitch count. That's because 7 batters have seen at least 3 balls.
He has not, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but it's just the facts. He has not worked ahead tonight. He's been struggling. Seems like he's always trying to get back into counts. 4 walks, not typical of Casey. Mize does have the 3 strikeouts, so there's a lot of pitches.
Grounder to the right side, no one's there. Another run scores, and the Angels are up 2-0.
Well, Mayfield does his job right there, Shep. He wanted to hit the ball the right side. It was vacated. Pretty much down the middle there. That was a mistake pitch. And he hits it right where nobody was. Couldn't ask for it better for an Angel.
Now he deals with Joe Adele. Adele flew out to right with the bases loaded in the first on the ground foul. And that was on a 3-2 count. Two really tough innings for Mize tonight. He's pitched more out of the stretch than he has the windup. Up high, 1-1. Ian Krul starting to warm for Detroit.
Yeah, you weren't anticipating anybody up in the pen here in the third inning, but it's just because Casey has thrown a lot of pitches. He's been under a lot of duress.
The 1-1. Ooh, a knee knocker there. The slider had him buckled 1-2. It's not just the number of pitches, though, Jack. It's the fact that he just doesn't look like he's in rhythm. You know, we've seen him when he gets it and throws it as an idea. There goes the runner from first, and Adele sends one to left. Willie Castro got a good jump, and he retires the Angels. They score another one, and it's 2-0. LA in front on a gorgeous Tuesday night in downtown Detroit.
Hey Harold, how do you prepare for a big show?
Well, I just try to stay positive. Take it one show at a time and treat it just like any other show.
How do you feel about the other analysts you work with?
It's a great group of guys. We're all on the same page. I'm just happy to be here.
What's your prediction for the season?
We'll see what happens. It all comes down to execution in the studio.
The pro player answers. He's still got it.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Decide baseball's biggest blooper, and you can win your own error-free fan experience. Fill out your MLB Oops bracket at MLB.com/bracket for your chance to win. Restrictions, I should say, do apply. See official rules. Tigers got to get something going here. Bottom of the third, 7, 8, 9 hitters due up. Willie Castro, Grayson Griner, and Victor Reyes. Dylan Bundy has got it on cruise control through the first 2 innings, just 24 pitches to set the Tigers down in order. Castro 0 for 3 Sunday against Cleveland, 1 for 5 in the series against the Tribe over the weekend. Fouls the first pitch back.
Yeah, any way to get on right now. Guy's starting to get a little comfortable out there. He doubled his lead here.
Another one fouled back, and it's 0-2 to Willie Castro.
Early observation, but it looks to me like Bundy is pitching a lot better than he did the last start against the Tigers. He was spraying the ball a lot more then. Already early in this game, he's had good command of all of his pitches, especially down in the zone.
On the ground to first, Walsh will take it himself. 1 away for the Tigers here in the third. 7 straight retired to start the night for Dylan Bundy. Now time for the Boldy UV electric player. Bundy has been susceptible to the home run. Since 2016, he's surrendered more than any other.
Well, in part because he throws a lot of fastballs, and you know he's going to make some mistakes. No pitcher truly throws a perfect game. Even in perfect games, he's had a little bit of luck because balls have been in the middle part of the plate and they're hit hard against a pitcher right at somebody. But Bundy's given up a lot of home runs, and more than likely he's going to make a mistake. It's really up to the Tigers to capitalize on those mistake pitches.
Grayson Griner ahead in the count now, 2-0. Originally, Eric Haas was expected to do the catching for Detroit tonight, but back spasms before the game forced Griner into the lineup. And he's ahead 3-0.
Here we go. Make him work a little bit. See, Bundy's pitch count only at 30 pitches, so he's been very efficient.
Now it's 3-1. Griner played Sunday in the loss to the Tribe, went 0 for 3. His lone start in the series over the weekend. And he draws a 1-out walk. First base runner of the night for Detroit. Time for StatCast powered by Google Cloud. A lot of home run talk on our broadcast already. This is the dimensions of Comerica Park. 420 is a long, long way away in center field. But the alleys are deep as well. And that's where Miguel Cabrera, that right field porch, 330, shortest part of the ballpark. That's where he's deposited a number of homers already this year. Here's Victor Reyes. Reyes takes one up and in. Those extra base hits you see there in his career against the Angels, 2 doubles, 2 triples for Victor Reyes. To left field. Adele shifting over. He's got it, and there are 2 away. Turn the lineup over for Robbie Grossman. Grossman took a called third strike in the first.
See the infield shifting over to the right side. Fletcher deep on the grass, playing rover out there. Bundy's making a few mistakes here this half inning. Maybe Robbie can capitalize on one of those, keep this thing alive.
18 homers, a career high. 55 runs driven in, a career best. The 1-0. Missed away, 2-0 to Robbie Grossman.
Earlier I was talking about Robbie in his 46, 47 now strikeouts looking, leading the major leagues. Well, guys that walk a lot sometimes take pitches that they think are borderline and they're strike 3. The only way you're going to walk on some of those full counts is to take those pitches you don't want to hit, and sometimes they're called strikes. So I don't look too much into that. Called third strike, strikeouts. I don't think there's a whole lot of meaning behind that, especially with a guy like Robbie who takes his share of walks.
74 walks on the season for Grossman, a career high for him, and second most in the American League. Only Votto and Juan Soto of Washington have walked more than Robbie Grossman this year in the majors.
There we go.
4 pitches and the second walk of the inning.
Maybe a little magic in order here. Scope, keep it going, get Miggy to the plate.
Oh, how sweet would that be, huh? Scope saunters to the plate after flying to center his first time up. A .315 lifetime hitter against the Angels. fouls the first pitch away. To left field, base hit. Griner will score. Jonathan Scope puts the Tigers on the board.
Simple little base hit to left. Griner off and running with 2 strikes. That moves Grossman into scoring position. And guess who's up?
Fans will tell you. For a strike, a fastball at 91, 0-1. Swung on and missed. Cabrera flew out to right his first time up.
Incredible.
The 0-2 fouled away.
I just can't imagine what's going through his mind right now. I know he would love to ignite this crowd.
The 0-2 outside. And he gets caught looking. Tigers do score a run, though, here in the third. They get to within 1 against Dylan Bundy and the Angels as we head to the fourth.
Behold the Tree Dasher by Allbirds. The planet's first proper running shoe, made from natural materials like, well, trees. Mile after mile after mile. The Tree Dasher keeps your feet going while reducing your carbon footprint. Break a sweat, not the planet. Allbirds.
Nerds! Have new money goals this year? NerdWallet can help make them happen. Like getting auto insurance to match your new 0-mile commute? We have tools for that. Want to refinance your mortgage and put those savings into the college fund? We have tips for that too. Or get a low-interest credit card for your long-awaited honeymoon? We can help you find the one. Credit card, that is. Discover and compare the smartest credit cards, mortgage lenders, and more on NerdWallet. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
Hey, let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam, and we got some beautiful shots from way atop the scoreboard in left field that give you an opportunity to see just that. Is that spectacular or what? Don't need to say a whole lot.
Yeah,
when you look at that shot.
Kind of captures everything, including the good crowd we have down here.
A lot of folks in right field and left field hoping for home run number 500. Cabrera so far 0 for 2 tonight, Jack, and you know, I can't tell if a guy is putting any additional pressure on, but boy, I would think there is immense amount of pressure that he's had to deal with in his career and what he's dealing with right now.
Yeah, and all I can say is, you know, it appeared to me that last at bat, Miggy was caught in between. He's probably sitting on fastball, got a breaking ball that he's hit 1,000 times. You know, that pitch right there was not a great breaking ball, but it confused him. And all I can say is, I know as you age, it's much more difficult. You've got to relax, and it's hard to relax when you have that kind of pressure.
Nice play by Candelario, the second gem of the night for Candelario, and he throws out Kurt Suzuki.
Yeah, and Casey Mize certainly appreciates it. It wasn't panic. You can panic when you maybe bobble the ball. You see Jamer, he's going to go to his left. He knocks the ball down and gets up, spins, grabs it. No panic, has plenty of time, knows the running speed of Kurt Suzuki, makes a good throw, and boy, pitchers really do appreciate those kind of plays.
The number 9 hitter is Juan Lagares. .77 pitches deep for Casey Mize, 42 strikes, 35 balls, 4 walks, matching a career high, but he has 3 strikeouts. There's a good pitch to make it 1-1.
You know, I find it really kind of, as you age in this game, and the more I see it, the more I look back and reflect on things. And, you know, I watched Lagares go up there, and he took as deep a breath as Miggy did in his first 2 at-bats, right?
Yeah.
And here's a young guy. Look at him. He's trying to figure out something here. And all I think of is, you know, this game is simple if you leave it that way. And you can bring a lot of pressure on yourself and create a lot of stress.
Down the right field line.
Oh.
And Robbie Grossman just can't quite catch up to
He had it. I don't know, right there at the end. We talk about, does your head stay still when you're running full blast? It looks like Robbie's head's pretty still. He's done it a million times. But it's right off the end. Didn't quite get to it. Great effort. Anyway, back to my thought. I think you've got to, you know, managers talk about how do you slow the game down. A lot of young kids, the game speeds up for them. Well, that's one way of saying it. I think what it is you make it bigger than it is. You played the game at every level. This level, yeah, there's better players, no question, makes it harder. But you still have to be who you are and trust. I think trust is the one key word that separates great players from average players, is they trust that they can do it. They've done it in the past. They haven't logged in their memory bank of how they can react and do it again, whether you're a pitcher to repeat a good pitch or whether you're a hitter who's looking for that nasty pitch away, in, whatever your game plan is. You've got to trust yourself. And, you know, again, I've never been in this position, quite honestly, Shep. I've never been in a moment for a hitter trying to gain a great milestone like Miguel's going through. But Miggy knows what he has to do, and it'll come when he relaxes.
Mize gets Lagares swinging. His 4th strikeout, 2 away for Shohei Ohtani, who's been on base twice tonight and has homered 4 times this season against the Tigers. That one off Willie Peralta, and this one off Casey Mize. You see those home runs in that series in Anaheim, all of them hit exceptionally hard.
You know, I watch Shohei Ohtani, have the ultimate respect for him. He certainly is the talk of baseball this year, and deservedly so. But if I'm pitching against him, I'm going to try to make him a little uncomfortable. He is extremely comfortable at the plate. He can cover the entire strike zone. And some way, somehow, I've got to change speeds and make him feel like I'm a little bit nuts out there. And maybe by doing that, it'll take a little of his focus away.
1-1 to him. Fouls it away. His 39 homers, by the way, not only lead the league, but it's tied for Angels history by a left-handed hitter with Jack's good friend Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, it's, again, I just can't say enough about what this guy does offensively.
Bends him out of the way, 2-2.
Right now, he's as good as there is. That's how good he is. And you know, if you want to win games against his teams, he's the key. You know, Trout's not in the lineup right now. This guy is the key. How do you get him out?
That's how you get him out. Yep. To Miguel Cabrera, and the Angels go 1-2-3 for the first time tonight.
What's worse, having erectile dysfunction or having to talk about it? You'd be surprised how many men I've talked to that struggle with that choice. And it's why I started Roman, because getting help shouldn't be difficult. With Roman, we've made it easy to connect with a healthcare professional online. They'll work with you to find the right treatment plan, and if prescribed, your medication will ship discreetly to your door. Simple, straightforward, and the way healthcare should be. Roman, let's take care of it.
It's not just because Boll & Branch organic cotton sheets are incredibly soft. They are. And it's not just that they're free from toxins and made by people who are paid and treated fairly. That's true too. It's because home is where the magic happens. And with better sheets made in safer ways, home makes the world a better place. Boll & Branch. Right now, try for 30 nights risk-free and get free shipping at bollandbranch.com.
Welcome back for our Ram game break, and the gentleman next to me is 96-year-old World War II veteran, Mr. Jerry Manchel, and he was honored here tonight as part of the military salute. And Mr. Manchel, I know you've been a Tigers fan for decades now. You've seen a lot of good players come and go. What are your thoughts on what's happening with Miguel Cabrera now and being here tonight to watch?
I love to watch him. I was hoping he'd maybe hit that big home run today, but there's still 2 more shots, I think.
Yeah, there definitely are. When you look back over the years and your love for the Tigers, who have been some of your favorites along the way?
Well, my favorite was Charlie Gehringer.
Okay.
Number 2 from Fowlerville, Michigan. And of course, Hank Greenberg and all the teams when I was a kid, yeah. I pitched in Tiger Stadium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in the Detroit Baseball Federation.
I thought I recognized him.
I pitched for Battalion 11. I pitched 1 inning, got my name in the public address system. I played with Art Houdeman and other ball players. Joe Ginsberg was on my team. So I love baseball. I love it.
That's an awesome story. And I just see your hat here, veterans hat. You were honored here tonight, and just what that means to you and the other veterans that are honored here by the Tigers.
Right. I didn't hear the question.
Just what it means to you to be honored by the Tigers as a veteran.
I owe it all to my grandson, who did all the labor, all the work, and he deserves all the credit. for getting me here. It's an honor I'll never forget, really.
And folks, that's his grandson, Michael, sitting to the left of him here, and he organized that with the Tigers. So good on you, Michael, and the family behind.
That's so cool.
There's 12 of us.
There's 12 of them here tonight. Big celebration, guys, and deservedly so for Mr. Manchel and all he's done for the country. Thank you, sir, and enjoy the game.
Just stay well.
Hey, Trevor, he looks really good for 96, doesn't he? I mean, he looks outstanding. What has he been doing to keep himself in such great shape? A World War II vet. My father fought in World War II as well. What a great generation that was. Huh? One away for the Tigers here in the fourth. Nice play by David Fletcher to retire Jamer Candelario. Renato Nunez waits on the 1-1 back up the box. Fletcher is there. Smoothly done. A couple of assists for him here in the fourth, and there are 2 away.
And Nunez kind of got jammed there. That ball looked like it was going to be shot up the middle, but he really never got that much on it. And again, Fletcher playing in the right position. Talk about that kid. We've already seen 3 really fine plays by him tonight.
That first fine play that Jack's referring to came against Harold Castro to end the second. Sure looked like it was headed towards center field, and Fletcher made a beautiful play. Yeah, that's a 2-hopper to him, and that's a quick inning for Dylan Bundy. 6 pitches, all outs, courtesy of David Fletcher at second base.
I love the Boys and Girls Clubs because they help you believe that you can make it to the big leagues.
Big leagues of what? Law. Art? Construction? Baseball?
How'd you guess?
For 25 years, Major League Baseball has partnered with the Boys and Girls Clubs of America to help kids make it to the big leagues of anything.
Claire, how do you know how much bling to wear before each game?
What bling you wear during the game is a very important decision. You want to wear enough so you look good, but not too much where it slows you down on the base pass. Some diamonds are always nice, but on a sunny day, the reflection can get in your eye and make you miss a play.
Thanks, Cliff. Very informative.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Push it down the third base line and end up at first base.
Relax and watch High Heat with Christopher Russo. Only on MLB Network.
Well, the Tigers honored a good friend of mine, Jamie Samuelson, with a tribute tonight before the game. His son Josh, beautiful wife Christy there. Josh threw out the ceremonial first pitch, and it was a strike to Michael Fulmer. Josh loves his baseball. Special ticket packages were sold with each ticket, including a $5 donation for free colon cancer screenings for underserved communities. It's a wonderful cause for a wonderful man who was gone way too soon. Casey Mize's night is over. Kyle Funkhauser is in here in the top of the fifth.
Well, Casey, he battled. All I can say is, you know, he kept this game close. It's only a 1-run game. Considering how untypical it was of Casey tonight, he's going to turn it over to the Funk right now, and Kyle's going to try to extend this game and keep it close and give the Tigers a chance. He's our wall side windows pitching change, coming in for the 38th time.
It's a really good point about Casey Mize, though, Jack. It's another lesson you learn in a very long season for a young player. And when you don't have your best stuff, how do you get through it? How do you hang in there?
Yeah, it's a struggle. I can testify to that. When you have a tough time locating your pitches, and you've got a real good lineup that you're trying to be careful with. A lot of activity on the bases. It's stressful. And pitch count kind of got to Casey. You see the 88 pitches, and that's why AJ decided to go to the pen. I know he's frustrated. You know, he has every reason to be frustrated, but when it's all said and done, you have to kind of tip your hat to him, because you're going to have days like that. And you still keep your team in the game. That's the real battle of it all.
Fletcher flies out to Victor Reyes to start the 5th.
Well, Kyle Funkhauser, he's been a guy that has really emerged at the big league level this year. Can't say enough good things about his role and various roles that he's had to play different parts of the ball game for AJ, but I know he's a guy that he can trust to put a hold on him.
First pitch to Walsh is low, 1-0. Walsh has walked twice. Well, you described it so perfectly. You talk about Walsh taking over for a future Hall of Famer, Albert Pujols. Angels asked Pujols, we want you to come off the bench. You probably play less, more of a role player because of this guy's surgence in our lineup. And he has handled things exceptionally well.
Yeah, it's hard for a kid to have to replace a legend, no question. Anybody that replaces a Derek Jeter or, you know, Carl, Albert Pujols, it's not easy. Look at that sky. You know what? I was looking up there, Shep, after spending some time out in the western states and all the smoke out there. I got to believe that those red little clouds that we just saw, that's smoke. That's from the fires out west.
3 walks tonight for Jared Walsh.
Willing to take the walks.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think that's how you become a great hitter, is you're patient enough to recognize you're going to only swing at the pitches you can do some damage with, and when they're not your pitches, might as well take them. It's just part of the maturity of a hitter.
This is Jose Iglesias, who has struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice. Take strike 1. Little looper to right field that drops in front of Grossman. Walsh holds up at second base. Iglesias is aboard for the first time tonight. Last time we saw Kyle Funkhauser was Saturday against the Indians. He worked 1 2/3 of scoreless ball in relief of Willie Peralta. Now he deals with Brandon Marsh in the infield. Is
double play depth.
Yeah, double play depth.
Yep. Kind of a traditional double play depth, pretty much straight away. Harold shaded a little bit towards second base at shortstop.
Marsh had an RBI single in the first. That's when the Angels scored 1 of their 2 runs, and then he struck out in the 3rd. Run in the first, a run in the 3rd for the Angels. The Tigers scored their run in the 3rd on a Jonathan Scope RBI single. The 0-1 down the left field line, foul.
.95-mile-an-hour fastball there.
The crowd wasn't too mean to the ball boy.
Well, they know he's going to give it away. How can you be mean to a guy that might toss you the ball?
Who's going to be the nicest one, too?
Yeah.
The ball boy, so I get that free ball. Right.
I had a brother like you. Come on back. I'll talk to you about it.
And I never beat him up, ever. The 0-2.
Ooh. Good pitch right there, just off the plate away. I guess you could say it was equally a good take by Marsh.
Another 1-2 inside.
I like that pitch.
Because?
Well, he tried to spot it away, and then what does he do? He's come back on the other side of the plate. And so you can't, you're not necessarily changing eye level because it's about the same elevation, but you move it on both sides of the plate. Look at how much further off the plate he seems to be in this particular pitch now.
That's a good catch.
Go back outside.
The 2-2. He got him swinging. Runner will move up to third. Griner having a hard time finding it. Now Iglesias jogs to second.
Umpire in the way. Griner never found it. Unfortunately, that gave both Walsh and Iglesias 90 extra feet.
But there are 2 away for Jack Mayfield.
Well, maybe that 2 fastballs in and out, or out and in, kind of set up that slider right there, but you saw that Marsh really came out of his shoes there. Funkhauser trying to guide Griner to the baseball.
Mayfield's been on base twice. He walked in the first and delivered an RBI single in the third.
Such an important pitch right there. Are you listening, kids? Strike 1. Such an important pitch. It's something Casey Mize had a little trouble with tonight.
The 0-1 to Mayfield. Tapped foul.
Again, running the ball in there. That ball started on the corner and tailed further in. Totally tied up Mayfield. Nothing he's going to do with that pitch. Once he's committed, it's just going to be either a jam shot or he's going to swing over or under it. There's those red clouds I'm talking about. I'm not a meteorologist. I pretend to be. I stayed at a Holiday Inn once.
I was waiting for it.
But I sure like playing with the weather.
Popped it up.
There we go.
Griner discards the mask, and the Angels are out in the 5th. Stay tuned for the Miller Time Update right after this message from our friends from Miller Lite.
6G growth hacking. Network.
And welcome to the Miller Time Update. While the Tigers are playing here in Detroit, there is a collection of wannabe Tigers playing about 45 minutes away from us for the Mud Hens in Toledo against Indianapolis tonight. It was Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson and Ryan Kreidler all getting the word late Sunday night that they'd been promoted to Toledo from Double-A. Tonight, Kreidler has a homer. Green has an RBI single and 2 walks. Tork with an RBI sac fly. Here's Spencer on the challenge he's expecting now at Triple-A.
You got a lot of guys that have some show time that want to get back to the big leagues, and just to be around guys like that, to play against guys like that, because you're going to play against those guys in the future and guys like that. So just to play that on a daily basis is definitely going to improve our game and just our outlook on the game too.
For the record, the Mud Hens lead Indy 4-1 as they play in the 6th inning. John and Simo with you now. So you made that jump. What is the difference? What are they going to experience going from AA to AAA?
Well, I think the biggest difference is you're going to get a chance to face guys that has had some time in the big leagues, guys that are fighting their way back to the big leagues. And so that's the challenge. You're going to, as a hitter, you're going to face guys that actually know how to pitch and are not just prospects. The proof is in the pudding. They've already been big leaguers. So that would be the challenge for young Spencer Torkelson and also Riley Green.
Yeah, there's a level of desperation for all of these guys at the AAA level. Shep, back to you on a glorious night in downtown
Well,
Detroit.
people can't wait for those guys to get here, can they, Keats? Torkelson and Green, Kreidler. Interesting conversations with Torkelson and Green earlier today. Green found out with his grandparents. Torkelson was with his parents at a restaurant when he found out. And they learned an awful lot in AA. Willie Castro sprays one to left. Joe Adele is there. Joe Adele, the highest prospect in the Angels system. We don't know how long it will take for Torkelson and Green and Kreidler to get here, but we do know that they are players we'll be monitoring as we have all summer long, but we'll be monitoring for another good 6-7 weeks, and they'll learn a lot. Jack, what do you think they'll learn most at AAA that, you know, in that jump from AA?
Well, I think they've already, you know, they're smart kids, and they both, all three of them, understand that at every level, everything gets a little more refined and better. And what you see at the AAA level is pitchers on the edge, right? They've been up and down, a few of them. So they've had some major league experience. You don't see that too much in AA, but in AAA you do. And, you know, they're going to see better pitching, a little bit better command, probably more around the plate. And I love what AJ said. You know, we're going to give them the time, and if they fail, they fail. You know, it's something that I think they just have to experience and ultimately want them. There we go.
Griner drills one into the left field corner. He will dig for second, and Grayson Griner has himself a one-out stand-up double.
Good night offensively for Grayson. He walked and scored in the third, and now a one-out double. Well, good contact on a ball that most guys want to see every pitch, right? Right down the heart of the plate, but he puts a charge into it. Anyway, back to the guys that just got called up to AAA. I think AJ's got the best view. You know, it's just, they're going to be here when they're ready, and we want them to be ready. You know, it's one thing to call up a kid that we have a lot of hope for. We don't want them to fail at the big league level. We want them to have success and be the stars we hope they can be.
On the other hand, they know they're going to fail at some point in the big league level. Yep. So you have to deal with failure in the bottom levels. And they have done that.
Yeah, I think the more they do it in the minor leagues, it's something that time of failing will be shortened because they've had experience of understanding that. Even today, I heard Torkelson say, you know, going through what I went through early in the year, it helped me.
Soft pop-up to David Fletcher to retire Victor Reyes. Yeah, Torkelson said, how do you get through it? You stay a good teammate.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing he said.
Yeah, and you play the game the way it's supposed to be played. And winning is contagious within this organization as the Angels bullpen gets busy with Austin Warren. 2 away for Robbie Grossman.
Boy, base hit right here would be really nice. Tie this game up first and start all over. Dylan Bundy's getting near the end, it looks like, or at least giving Joe Madden some reason to think about the end. Get to that bullpen and see who has the better bullpens.
Grossman struck out looking in the first. He walked in the third. Joe Madden's team 2 games under 500. But 20 in 10 in 1-run games. Best winning percentage in the major leagues in 1-run games. Grossman behind 0-2.
Yeah, LA's better. 1 win better and 1 loss better than the Tigers. Basically, it'd be the same if Detroit could beat them tonight.
You see Bundy at 60 pitches there. In his last start against the Tigers, he threw 81 pitches. Has never beaten Detroit in his career. Joe Jimenez warming up, perhaps ready for the 6th.
Yeah, you would think if he's up throwing right now that AJ's going to just kind of piece it together inning by inning, not really burning out anybody in the pen.
Yeah, we asked AJ Hinch, how's your bullpen setup? He was good. Probably everyone's available except for Derek Holland, who threw 3 innings on Sunday and 51 pitches. A really good ball, by the way, against the Tribe. Grossman waits on the 0-2. Takes it up high. Two and 2 to Robbie Grossman. That's a tough take at a 79-mile-an-hour slider right there.
Yeah, those are those borderline pitches I talked about. And one of the reasons he struck out a lot looking. You've got to take them if you believe they're balls in order to get walks or base hits or continuing at bat.
He's back in the count here. The 2-2.
There it is.
Field. That's down. Here comes Griner. He will score without a throw, and Robbie Grossman comes through with a clutch.
Just what the doctor ordered right there. Robbie waited patiently. He sat on a breaking ball. It wasn't a bad pitch. It was down in the zone, but he hit it just hard enough to get it out of the reach of David Fletcher at second base. And Griner comes in. There's the pitch. See, it wasn't a bad pitch. Fletcher couldn't get to it. No place for Lagares. And Griner chugs around third base and scores the tying run.
Griner got it started with a double. Grossman with a clutch 2-out RBI single. We're tied and the Angels go to the bullpen.
Hey Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he go home, baby.
Right. I think that ball's still traveling. Any farther and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Oh, my goodness. That one's going to be replayed hundreds of times. Big fly, Ohtani-san! What a play in left. Gives them what they came to see.
Last 3 years, I'm not able to produce like I used to be. So every time I do something in the field, it's really special to me and for the team, for my team, for the team, and that keep me going. You know, that keep me going, and hopefully we can come in today, play hard, and win another game.
Miguel Cabrera talking about the inspiration that this home crowd gives him. He stands on deck, waiting to see if Jonathan Scope can extend the inning. They'll have to do it against Austin Warren, his 8th appearance of his young season.
Yeah, he's a guy that throws a straight fastball, can top out at 96. He's got a cutter that tops out at about 93. He's got a small downward break on his slider and a changeup. And to right-handed hitters, basically keeps his fastball mostly in before 2 strikes, and then he elevates it when he has 2 strikes.
He's facing Jonathan Schob, who had the RBI single to get the Tigers on the board in the 3rd. Robbie Grossman's RBI single here in the 5th has tied it at 2. Grossman leaning just a little bit, Jack.
Yeah, AJ might take a crack here, see if they can get the runner in the scoring position, 2 outs.
Deal 1, ripped through the hole on the left side.
Number 24, Miguel Cabrera.
Well, a chance here to drive in the go-ahead run. And that's what they're looking for. All cameras focused on Miggy.
I was talking with some authenticators the other day. They have about 12 balls per game, just in case, for Miguel Cabrera. Minimum 12. Fastball away, 1-0.
Well, Warren certainly can supply some of the power with his fastball. He throws a lot of them. And if Miggy can just greet it the right way, this crowd will erupt.
Low and away, 2-0 to Miguel Cabrera.
The crowd reacting to Warren, who appears that he has no interest in throwing anything close to Miggy here. We'll see.
Turn him loose on 3-0. Doesn't get the chance.
Matt Wise, the pitching coach, running out there now because bases are loaded for Jeimer Candelario, who's had a couple balls hit fairly well tonight.
Joe Madden's talking to some fans behind the Angels dugout. Not like we wanted to do that.
I'm sure they're giving Joe a little piece of their mind.
Well, A.J. Hinch told a great story earlier, didn't he? He said it was so quiet when Miguel Cabrera was batting over the weekend that he could hear somebody FaceTiming their friend right behind the Tigers dugout. He said, I was up on the top step and I could still hear what they were talking about. I want the fans to get fired up, and so does Cabrera. They've done it so far here tonight. Bases loaded for Jeimer Candelario. The shift is on, and it's a heavy one with David Fletcher playing in shallow right field. First pitch swinging, and he pops it up to shallow center. Long run for Marsh. He's in, and he makes the play. Tigers do get the equalizer, though, on Robbie Grossman's RBI single as we head to the 6th.
I love the Boys and Girls Clubs because they help you believe that you can make it to the big leagues.
Big leagues of what? Law. Art? Construction? Baseball?
How'd you guess?
For 25 years, Major League Baseball has partnered with the Boys and Girls Clubs of America to help kids make it to the big leagues of anything.
Hey, Harold, how do you prepare for a big show?
Well, I just try to stay positive. Take it one show at a time and treat it just like any other show.
How do you feel about the other analysts you work with?
It's a great group of guys. We're all on the same page. I'm just happy to be here.
What's your prediction for the season?
We'll see what happens. It all comes down to execution in the studio.
The pro player answers. He's still got it.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions on MLB Network.
Here's our Comerica Bank game summary for Casey Mize. It was kind of a tale of a couple stories. His command wasn't quite as sharp as usual. He did end up with 4 strikeouts, and he also had the 4 walks, but he had too much traffic and too many pitches, and then he made a couple mistake pitches with some of the traffic on base. Right there, the ball got away from Grayson Griner, and see the ball shot the other way for one of the runs scored. But all in all, I give a lot of credit to Casey tonight, because it's one of those games, and we've all had them, if you've ever pitched, where you don't have your best stuff, and how do you get by and how do you keep the game close? Well, he kept it close enough to turn it over, and now we find ourselves in a tie ball game as Joe Jimenez takes over here in the 6th inning. It's our wall side windows pitching change for his 40th game.
And you see how good his numbers have been for the last month. 3 earned runs in his last 13 innings pitched. He faces the bottom third of the Angels lineup: Joe Adele, Kurt Suzuki, and Juan Lagares. Funkhauser pitched 1 inning, gave up a hit, walked 1, and struck out 1 in 18 pitches. Adele sends 1 to left field. Willie Castro with a long run over there, but he catches up to it. And a fly ball out to start the 6th. Hey, the Tigers host the Blue Jays Friday, August 27th, 7:10 here at Comerica Park. The first 10,000 fans receive a free Tigers floppy hat. Tickets start at just $10. Visit tigers.com/tickets. Boy, that Toronto team is so good, aren't they, Jack?
Well, we're going to see them quite a bit here in the next week. I think we see them 6 times in less than a week, so they'll be in town next.
Yeah, still 6 with Toronto and 6 with Tampa. Toronto 63-54. 8 games back. That's how good Tampa has been, Jack. 72 wins for Tampa.
Yeah, it's probably the most underrated team in baseball. Everybody keeps saying, you know, it's a team that is in the World Series, and there's a little buzz job there. This ball gets away from Joe. It's not intentional by any means. Kurt Suzuki understands that.
Suzuki has flown out to left and grounded to third. The shift is on for him. They expect him to pull. He goes the other way, and that's a fair ball down the right field line. He will dig for second, and by the time Grossman comes up with it, Suzuki has a pop-up double.
Sometimes it's not how hard you hit him, it's where you hit him. This ball gets by Miggy to his left down the right field line. Long run for Robbie Grossman to get to it. It's going to be a race, really. It's between Suzuki saying, I can beat your throw. So he takes off, rounds first, and goes to second. Robbie tries to get to it quick enough and come up and throw a strike, but Suzuki won that battle, won that race. So he stands at second base in scoring position with 1 out.
That's the 6th hit of the night for the Angels. Here's Juan Lagares. Lagares has struck out twice, but both were against Casey Mize. Mize finished with 4 punch-outs and tied a career-high 4 walks. But as Jack mentioned, got through it.
Yeah, he battled tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of 4s for Casey, 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts.
Swung on and missed. It's 1-1 to Lagares.
Good hard slider right there from Joe. That's the pitch that eluded him early in the year, and he's been so much better with it. He still has that fastball. That's his number 1 and bread and butter, but that slider can really be a plus pitch for him.
Now the 1-1. He went.
Goes right back to it, gets a chase. This is the angle that the umpire sees, a little bit further up the line, but it clearly crosses home plate.
Fouled it back.
That's the pitch you got to be careful with, though. You get 2 strikes and then you leave one right over the middle, and that really can hurt you. Or, you know, in this case, you got away with one. You kind of breathe a sigh of relief and know in your mind, I got to be better than that. Late in the game, you got a tie game. You got to make really good pitches.
The 1-2 fought off.
Inside corner fastball. That was a lot better pitch. Now does he have a put away pitch? If he could drop a changeup away, it would absolutely freeze him, but I don't know if Joe has the confidence in that.
Got him.
There it was.
Good call, Jack.
Perfect pitch, perfect location, great result.
Now what do you do with Shohei Ohtani?
Be better careful.
You walk him. An intentional walk to Ohtani, which is not something A.J. Hinch does much at all.
No, that's a little Aretha right there. That's respect and understanding he doesn't want certain guys to beat him.
Yeah.
Right. So he'll take his chances. Even this guy at the plate's a great contact hitter, but he would much rather see Joe face him. With first base open, you got to understand there's already the runner at second base in scoring position.
Yeah, and understand this: A.J. Hinch has the utmost respect for David Fletcher.
Yes, he does. It's not anything against Fletcher. He just feels like the righty-righty matchup is a better matchup than letting Ohtani, who can be a game changer, hit in that situation.
Fletcher with an infield single and a run scored in the 3rd. He's 1 for 3. The 0-1 foul back. That single for Fletcher was his 112th of the year. That is the most in the majors.
Shep, I'm wondering your take on what to throw here. You know, you watch a lot of games, and the reason I say that, he's beaten him twice with fastballs. He went up in the zone with the last one. Does he have the courage to throw that slider away and hope for the chase, or will he try to beat him up again with the fastball? Maybe up and away this time.
I think he throws slider here, Jack. Instead, it was a fastball.
Yeah, goes up again, and That's the problem with this guy. He can get to that pitch.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that uppercut swing. He drops the barrel down, and therefore his hands stay above the ball, like Simo talks about so much. He can get to that pitch. So
it's tough to strike him out. He only has 45 strikeouts.
Look at
That's
that.
it.
That's incredible in today's game.
In 464 at bats, just 45 strikeouts. Did he go there? He did.
There's one.
There's number 46, and it's as big a strikeout as Joe Jimenez has received so far this season. What a way to strand him. This one was filthy, and Fletcher bit.
Behold the Tree Dasher by Allbirds, the planet's first proper running shoe, made from natural materials like, well, trees. Mile after mile after mile, the Tree Dasher keeps your feet going while reducing your carbon footprint. Break a sweat, not the planet. Allbirds.
Nerds! Have new money goals? NerdWallet can help you find the credit card to make them happen. Want to earn enough points for a weekend of fancy camping? We have options for that. Maybe have a better credit card than your older sister. We have comparison tools for that. Or find a card that lets you donate your cash back to food banks. We have tips for that too. From low rates to the best rewards, easily discover and compare the smartest credit cards. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
What a night and what a ball game. It's been a good one. 2-2 as we head to the home half of the sixth. And high school football's right around the corner, folks. It's back right here on Bally Sports. Football Fridays bring you the action from the best games around the state of Michigan each Friday night. All the atmosphere, all the pageantry that makes Friday nights so very special. It's going to kick off with a doubleheader on Thursday, August 26th. It's the Zenith Prep Kickoff Classic from Wayne State, and we will have two of them. And Craig Monroe will be the analyst on some of those. Look at some of these catches. You would think this guy was headed to the SEC with some of these ball skills. This is my favorite right here. Get out of my way. Splits the defender, sticks his foot in the ground, and gets close to the 20. First down, Craig Monroe. Move the chains on the far sideline.
Oh, I love it. You just described that and explained that beautiful. That is beautiful. Called a beautiful game. That's beautiful.
What do you?
Oh,
sorry, I was getting my prep work in. For
dude, you did. Listen,
Friday.
you sounded great.
And Devin Gardner was just in the booth. He was just in the booth, and he was talking about how fired up he is. You do such a wonderful job on baseball. You know football, but have you ever called football before?
No, I haven't. No, this is going to be the first time, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm looking forward to it. Just bringing some excitement, some fun and passion.
You're going to bring it, Simo. You're going to bring it.
Oh, I can't wait.
Have you talked with the coaches yet?
I have not talked with the coaches yet, but that is on my to-do.
Okay. Now you've got, which game do you have?
I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't know much about it yet. I
think you've got game 2, which would be Chippewa Valley. So you're going to want to talk with Scott Merchant and Detroit Catholic Central, and you'll have a couple of really good senior quarterbacks in that.
It should be fun. Friday nights, it kind of reminds me, we're going back to my Texas days, that Friday night lights, you know. Looking forward to bring some excitement, some fun to high school football. Friday night high school football.
Yeah.
Be good.
It's so much fun, man. And I'm so happy that those kids get that opportunity. It was so good last year. And we had a lot of fun. We'll take you all the way to the state championships at Ford Field, as we always do on Thanksgiving weekend. Nunez strikes out. to start the Tigers 6. What are your thoughts on the game so far here, Simo? Let's talk about specifically Tigers and Angels so far.
Well, so far I thought Bundy did a good job of moving the baseball around the strike zone, and he changed speeds extremely well. And Tigers missed a few pitches over the heart of the plate, and that's the reason that we find ourselves tied up. I think they let him off the hook early in this contest, but the Tigers still have a chance to win this ball game, being 2-2. And then for Casey Mize on our side, Casey Mize just didn't have his best command today. And that's unusual because it just seems like he's a guy that commands the strikes. Pitch strikes seems to be the recipe for success for him. And he's had a ton of it this season. Just tonight, just not his night.
But as Jack mentioned, he battled.
I mean, he absolutely battled.
He did what he could, and a teammate who's playing left field for him, I mean, what does that mean to you?
Well, for me, those are the guys you want to play behind because you know they're going to give it everything they got, even when they don't have their best. And that's, for me, is a sign of a true champion, a true ace of a staff. And he can definitely be that.
2 away for the Tigers here in the 6th. And that'll bring up Willie Castro. Castro's grounded out. And he flew out to left his last time up. He's making his 3rd straight start in left field. First pitch from Warren to him is fouled away. Tells you something about Willie Castro. I mean, a guy who was the starting shortstop at the beginning of the season, and now he's playing left field.
Yeah, and he's played a little at second base and third. You know, I think he looks fairly comfortable out there. Maybe his routes are a little bit typical, where you take that step back first and then surround the ball. But you know what? As long as you catch the ball, I don't care about anything. Just catch it. There's a knock.
Single to left.
And fellas, this is what I think is going to do for him from an offensive standpoint. Clear the mind. Allow him to get out in the outfield where it's a little bit slower. And he's going to be able to focus a lot more on his hitting. And this, for me, is one of the classic swings from Willie Castro. Stays inside the ball. That ball's away from him. Stays on it. Yeah, he breaks his back. But the fact that he stayed through that baseball and give himself a chance to get a knock is what it's all about. You don't always get a chance to take that A swing, especially on a good pitcher's pitch. But that's a quality at bat there from that young man.
Now the guy who has scored both Tigers runs and been on base twice. He walked and scored in the 3rd, doubled and scored in the 5th. Griner on the ground in the hole. It's short. Quickly to second. Not in time.
Right call. That's just good hustle right there by Willie Castro, recognizing this ball's going to be in the hole, and he just busts his tail down to second base. Beats the throw from Iglesias. Clear right there.
And see, guys, that's getting a good shuffle. That's getting a good secondary right there, and being in a running position when the ball's in the zone, in the hitting zone, and that's what allows you to get that extra and be able to beat that throw from Jose Iglesias.
Energy amping up for Victor Reyes.
Well, breakthrough right here. Got the whole left side pretty much to himself. If he can slap the ball to the left.
Austin Warren came in relief of Dylan Bundy after Robbie Grossman had tied it with an RBI single in the 5th. He gave up a single to Scope, walked Cabrera, and then got Candelario to fly out to center. Now in some 2-out trouble here in the 6th. 0-1 to Reyes inside. Jose Urena started for Toledo tonight through an inning, 13 pitches. And A.J. Hinch told us don't freak out about being pulled after 1 inning. That was scheduled. That's a good sign. Here's the 1-1. Reyes on the ground. Wide to first. Could be a problem at first. No, Warren gets there in time to nip Reyes. Tigers threaten, fail to score. SEMA will see on Tigers Live with John Keating.
Yes, sir. Go Tigers.
We are through 6 on Valley Sports.
Nerds. Have new money goals? NerdWallet can help you find the mortgage lender to make them happen. Like getting a low rate on a downtown loft? We can help find the right lender. Or move out of the city since you're virtual now? We can find you loans for that. Want to refinance your home, free up cash, and redo your kitchen/home office? Yup, we've got tips for that too. Whether you refi or buy, easily discover and compare the smartest mortgage lenders. For all your money questions, turn to the nerds.
A lot can happen with a simple tell your story. Get people excited. To get connected, to share, and sell anywhere, and start making a different future. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
Tigers baseball on Valley Sports is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. By North Bloomfield Properties, the area's most recommended property management team. And by Fix My Feet. And your foot pain now at Fix My Feet today. Could not have fixed us a better Tuesday night, quite honestly. Slight breeze, gorgeous sky to begin, and it's a beautiful night. Michael Fulmer is on to work the 7th. It's a wall side windows pitching change, and well, I'm not even sure those numbers do him justice. No. He comes in such high leverage situation and does such a good job.
It's really a benefit for AJ to have basically 4 guys he can trust in this game, and he mixes and matches it according to what he believes is the best and what the numbers show him. But Fulmer, who's worked late, is getting the 7th inning. You still have Cisnero and Soto available out there in the pen.
I mean, this is what you call going for the win, isn't it?
Yeah, he wants to shut down, and give the Tigers offense a chance to put a run up and trust that the guys late in the game can get the job done.
Walsh has never faced Fulmer until now, and he's 1-1. Jared Walsh has walked all 3 plate appearances, 1st, 3rd, and 5th. Steve Cishek, who worked last night in New York this morning.
Yeah, they had a long day yesterday, going coast to coast to play a game in New York and then fly back and get in here to Detroit.
And they took a 1-0 lead on the Yankees, and Garrett Cole, Justin Upton hit a home run, and then New York bounced back with a couple and beat them 2-1. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Nice start from Michael Fulmer here in the 7th.
Fulmer's got such a good, effective slider right there. He puts him away with that. The whole key, though, was getting ahead in the count and getting him to chase once he's ahead. That was not the prettiest swing that Mr. Walsh has had.
Eighth strikeout for Tigers pitching tonight. Here's Jose Iglesias, who struck out in the first. Singled his last time up.
Michael Fulmer just seems to be better than ever. That one at 98 gets ahead in the count again. He's a guy that totally is on attack mode all the time because he trusts. We talked about that earlier in the game. He trusts that he can throw his pitches where he wants to. And when you have that kind of stuff, he's got a little bit tweaked mechanics now. You see him come out of his glove with his hand above the belt. He doesn't drop that hand down as much anymore. That allows his arm to get up quicker and kind of free up his neck. Another good pitch there for his second out of the inning.
He's got as good a stuff as perhaps anybody on this staff. When he can pump it in at 98, he's got a slider at 93. I mean, he can be filthy.
Yeah,
that
that combination are wipeout pitches. You cannot sit on one as a hitter and do any damage with the other, right? If you're guessing wrong, it's going to be a pretty ugly swing.
Two quick outs for him here in the seventh, and here's Brandon Marsh, who has struck out twice and driven in a run for the Angels. He drove in the first run in the first. Cued foul. Each team has left the bases loaded once tonight. Angels did it in the first, Tigers did it in the fifth.
I'm just so impressed with Michael and his ability to get ahead in the count. He's just, it's almost like you're putting that hitter in such a defensive mode by attacking early. He's got the confidence to do that, pitches to do it, and why not do it? That's what he wants to do every time he's out there. This role, being a former starter, I think has really fit him well.
Yeah. Now the 0-2. Fly ball deep right center field. That's way back, and that ball is off the wall.
It's a double. Fan hit it.
Fan hit it. Yeah, fan interference.
I'm sure Joe Madden's going to look at this, but did the fan reach over? Was the ball? You know, the umpire can place the runner relative to where he thinks he would have been. I think this should end up being a triple, and that's where Marsh is at right now. They're talking about it. No, they're going to make him go back to second. Fan might have helped there. Joe wants an explanation.
Yeah, his only question is, why isn't my guy at third base?
Yeah. It's a tough one.
Yeah.
You know, because the umpires, they go by the rules, and if he hasn't yet reached second base when that interference is called, they can place him at second. But we all know in reality he was going to go for three. So Joe has a right to kind of question it. He knows the rules, so he's not going to get thrown out of the game over it. They're going to look at it now.
He wants them to review it.
Yeah. Let the guys in New York take a look at it. Well, this is Marsh rounding first base, and you see the fan reaches over there. You know, he might have saved a home run too. I mean, I don't know. It could have hit the top of that wall and bounced up over, but he reached over, and I don't think this is going to be overturned.
That fan's not going to be able to hide anywhere.
No.
And he's got a glove in his hand.
He can't really.
What was he doing?
Well, so did Michael Jackson, but
not a baseball mitt. They're going to keep him at second base.
I don't blame the guy. You know, he's a fan. He wants a baseball.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not suggesting that. I just, if you're going to reach for a ball and you got the glove's not doing you any good in your pocket.
Leave it on the ground. Don't bring it up for all of us to take a look at it.
Well, when he gets home, his kids are going to say, "Don't ever tell me I should have caught that ball in the outfield, Dad." Because you had one right in your meat hooks, and you couldn't pull it home.
We're hard on guys.
Good stop by Griner.
Yep. No free breathing room here for Michael Fulmer. He's got to really bear down here. The job that you have in these tight ball games. No room for error.
The 1-0. Outside. 2-0 to Jack Mayfield, who walked in the first, had an RBI single in the third, and then popped up to Grayson Greiner his last time up in the fifth.
It's really being careful not to throw that ball over the middle. He started that slider away and broke off the plate.
3-0 to Mayfield.
Got a base open. You just don't want to make a mistake over the heart of the plate. Keep pitching, but don't make a mistake. So subconsciously you have a negative thought in your mind.
Hunter Wendelstedt pulled him back. 3-1. Joe Adele wondering if he'll get a shot. Fouled away. 3-2.
Well, now it's just one pitch. You work yourself back into a situation where you make one quality pitch, you feel a lot better about it. You can trust your ability to just let it go. See if Michael throws a slider here, if he comes in with a fastball, if he goes up or down or away. A lot of combinations here he can use.
Pops it up right side. Cabrera giving chase. Will he have room? No.
Good slider that time, down and away. Really kept it down well. Kind of an emergency hack for Mayfield. And they both get to do it all over again. I'd like to see him run a fastball up and in. Try to freeze him. He's had enough pitches away. He's kind of jumping out there a little bit. He could really tie him up with a fastball in.
Fouled it away.
Another slider that he left the middle of the zone away.
Seven homers, 18 runs driven in for Jack Mayfield. The 18th came in the third inning.
Good lead out there for Marsh. He's got to give him the double look and make sure he freezes him.
He sits him down.
Stays with the slider and gets a great result. Good pitch.
We head to the home half of the seventh, and that man will bat third. Will Stretch by DTE.
A lot can happen with a simple tell your story. Get people excited. To get connected, to share, and sell anywhere, and start making a different future. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
Oh my goodness. That one's going to be replayed hundreds of times. Big fly, Ohtani-san! What a play in left. Gives them what they came to see.
Angels have had a lot of chances. You see there, they've left 10 men on base. But the Tigers bullpen has done a really nice job. They've gotten some clutch hits, including one from Robbie Grossman. He's going to lead off the Tigers' 7th, and then it'll be Jonathan Schoop and Miguel Cabrera. New pitcher for the Angels, it's Steve Cishek. His 57th game this year. Tied for 4th in the majors in appearances this season. And his ERA since early May has been outstanding, just 2.54 since May 10th.
Yeah, against lefties, he's got a running, tailing fastball. Tops out about 92. Big sweeping slider and a sinker. That's his changeup, pretty much his sinking changeup.
3 batters he'll face here in this inning are a combined 1 for 15 against him. Grossman 0 for 3. Good night for Grossman after the strikeout in the first. He walked in the 3rd and came through with the RBI single to tie it in the 5th. Outside 2-0.
Well, Cishek's not a true submarine guy, sidearm guy you'd call him. He starts out with his waist bent, but he still throws the ball about 3/4. So he's kind of one of those guys that try to trick you into thinking he's going to throw it from the side or down under, we call it, but in reality his arm's above his waist. Is still at 90 degrees, so it's kind of a 3/4 arm action. A little different look is what I'm saying.
The 2-1 to Grossman, low and inside.
He's a guy that definitely doesn't use his height to his advantage. Take a look at his delivery. You see how he's bent at the waist. He stays in that position, kind of tucked, but yet his arm is still 3/4 slot angle. So he's basically dropping about 1.5 feet of arm angle that he could use.
Grossman to left field. Adele is back. He's got it shy of the warning track. 1 away in the 7th. Before Jonathan Schoop comes to bat, a message from MGM Grand Detroit.
Go grand at the destination that elevates every experience. Welcome back safely to MGM Grand Detroit.
Jonathan Schoop 2 for 3, including an RBI single in the 3rd that gave Detroit their first run of the night. Slider at 79 caught the lower part of the zone. 0-1.
as a hitter, especially a right-handed hitter, you've got to try to keep your front side in. You can't bail on a guy like this.
Ripped to third. Nice play by Mayfield. 2 away.
The first baseman, number 24, Miguel Cabrera.
Outside 1-0. Last time up, Cabrera didn't get anything close and drew a walk.
You know, Austin Warren wanted no part of Miggy. We'll see if Cishak does.
Ooh. Missed inside 2-0.
Gotta wonder what that guy is thinking.
Yeah.
You know, he may someday have a chance. Certainly all of baseball needs a healthy Mike Trout. But a student of the game, he's pretty much admiring Miggy in this opportunity.
3-0. Cishak wanted that last pitch.
Puts the go-ahead run on first base is what it does.
An opportunity for Jamer Candelario.
You know, in a tie ball game, really no opportunity for AJ to pinch run for Miggy here either. He wants to keep him in the game for as many at-bats as he can get.
Candelario has flown out twice and grounded out. Grounded foul.
Free spin to win here for Jamer. Just lift one down the right field line. This crowd is ready to erupt.
Oh yeah. 12 doubles since the All-Star break. Tied for first in the majors for Candelario, the 1-1. On the inside edge.
Again, Fletcher playing deep on the grass in short right field at second base.
Held up to make it 2-2. Candelario 1 for 4 in his career against Cishak. And he struck him out. We'll head to the 8th, tied at 2, bottom third of the Angels order due up.
Hi, I'm Bo Bichette, and you can catch me making great plays on MLB Tonight.
Another great defensive play.
And I'm Harold Reynolds, and you can catch me breaking down those great plays on MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network.
there were definitely ups and downs in Double-A, and you know, this being our first full season, you know, I feel like this was kind of one of our first times failing, and you know, it's how you bounce back from that failure. You know, trying to stay as confident as possible. You know, showing up to the field every day with a good attitude, and you know, always knowing that you're going to get that next at bat and that next day.
These young guys for Detroit, they're not only really talented, but they seem very mature, don't they, Jack?
Well, AJ said as much, you know, that especially Riley Green plays a little older than he actually is. And yeah, I think they have the right attitude. I think they're confident. It's a quiet confidence. It's not overly boastful like we're so used to with athletes today in a lot of respects. But, you know, I think they're just chomping at the bit to prove that they can handle the next level and get to this level and then have the success they dream about.
Riley Green 1 for 3 for Toledo tonight. He's got an RBI. Spencer Torkelson has an RBI and a sacrifice fly. We will continue to monitor them throughout their entire experience there at Toledo, and knowing that even though they won't be with this big league team at any point this season, according to AJ Hinch, we do expect them to make a very strong showing in spring training next year. Jose Cisnero works the 8th. It's a wall side windows pitching change. Cisnero will get Joe Adele, Kurt Suzuki, and Juan Lagares scheduled for the Angels.
In a lot of ways, this is just the way AJ wants to set it up. They were hoping for a lead here, and maybe they'll still get it before Soto in the 9th inning, but right now Cisnero gets the 8th. Great job by the pen so far.
Yeah.
All of them. Funkhauser, Jimenez, Michael Fulmer, and now Jose Cisnero.
Oh, 2 to Joe Adele. A little high. And now 1-2 to the Angels left fielder. The 1-2 pop foul. Adele has flown out to right and then twice to left. Hits in 7 of his last 13 ball games. He waits on a 1-2. He rings him up.
So free and easy from Jose Cisnero. He just seems to let it go. We talk about Michael Fulmer. This is a 4-seam fastball that has a little tail to it because of his arm slot. But Cisnero just so steady Eddie with consistent velocity. We need him to get 2 more outs.
To Jack's point, how good the bullpen has been. It's been this way since the All-Star break. Only Oakland has a better ERA. Suzuki swings through it at 97, 0-1.
Yeah, he can think all he wants that he's going to get that, but he's not going to get that ball. I know Kurt Suzuki well. He's a great kid and tougher than nails. As a catcher for all these years, he's been beat up in every part of his body and never even flinches. Typical catcher. But right now it looks like Cisnero's got him overmatched. Pretty much can do whatever he wants here with this 3rd pitch.
Foul back. Suzuki, part of the Washington Nationals championship team from a couple of years ago. You see there his career numbers, 15 seasons in the majors. He has carved out a wonderful career.
Yes, he has. From Hawaii.
Yeah.
Does camps over there for kids.
How great is that?
Yeah.
Way to give back.
He loves it. He loves baseball. He's a true gamer.
7th Hawaiian-born player to play for the Angels. The 1-2. Behind second base. Scope handles it. Hey, bid now on the Detroit Roots Online auction for a chance at a dinner on the Comerica Park field. Virtual meet and greet with A.J. Hinch and a whole lot more. Proceeds benefit the Tigers Foundation. Go to tigers.com/auction. I will tell you this, and I'm not speaking for my partner, but I think he will concur. It will be a fascinating conversation with A.J. Hinch. It usually is.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you haven't heard him, shame on you, number one, because the guy's pretty darn smart.
On the backhand, Scope throws off balance, and it gets by Cabrera. Lagares is aboard for the first time tonight.
Now, I don't know what they're going to rule this. This is probably a base hit because it's a extraordinary effort for Scope to go hard to his left and throw across his body. Had the throw been on, it would have beat him, but it was up the line.
So the infield single for Lagares sets the stage for Shohei Ohtani.
We'll see how Cisnero handles him.
He received the intentional walk in the 6th.
Yeah, and you can't do that here because that puts the runner, the go-ahead run, in scoring position. So he's got to pitch to him.
Big cut, and comes up empty.
Yeah, but don't be fooled. It wasn't that he was that tardy. He just swung underneath it a little bit.
39 homers, 86 runs driven in. Another wave and a miss.
Had him fooled there. I think Ohtani was looking for something in, and he went right back out with a fastball. Not quite as good a swing right there for Ohtani. That ball was by him, by the way.
Back-to-back 97-mile-an-hour fastballs from Cisnero. The 0-2. Ooh, he fought it off.
That's getting in.
Yep.
And that shows how good Ohtani is. That ball typically breaks most hitters' bats. 3-4 inches off the plate at 97, and that would have broke his bat. He actually did break his bat. No, that was just reflection. It looked like it was flat there. But it wasn't on the barrel, folks. That was on the label, and that would have basically done nothing but a little weak ground ball.
The 0-2. Another one barely stayed alive.
And this is where you've got to be a little careful if you're Jose Cisnero. You can't just think you can throw a fastball right down the plate. He's got the entire left side of the infield wide open. They've got Jamer playing basically behind second base, shaded to the left side. Look at the room that he has right here. Don't think for a second Ohtani won't go that way with a fastball away.
Yes, sir. Froze him to end the inning. And knew it.
Everywhere you go, everything you do, you can always take the game with you. And you can bring your friends.
One, two, three.
Wake up for a full day of baseball on MLB Central. Featuring an all-star lineup of hosts.
Let's rock, baby.
Teeing up baseball's biggest news and stories with a little style.
This is waiting for you right here.
Can we record that?
Joined by a colorful cast of guests all season long.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does look good on camera.
You're most likely to avoid paying the dinner bill.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
The fun never stops on MLB Central. Weekday mornings, 10 Eastern. Only on MLB Network.
We update Ram Pick the Stick. John Keating smiling ear to ear right now.
I just want to be where Matt Shepard is, back on the top row.
Chef, he was contemplating this.
I want to be just like
do I
Matt
go
Shepard.
do I go scope? Well, I don't know.
Well, we all do that.
He's only been the best hitter.
We wrestle. We grind our hands together trying to figure it out.
All we care about is results, right? We just care about results.
So here's my question. You know you're picking third. Shouldn't you have like 3 names written down?
I did. But, you know, I'm not the best at making
fluctuating
decisions.
with those picks.
Exactly.
Keats is walking around with those sunglasses around too long before the game. That's the problem.
Cool breeze shades.
All right, fellas, we're looking forward to Tigers Live. Love to see Trevor Thompson talk to a player of the game. And
yes, sir.
Love to have CMO and Keats break down a victory here. That would be fantastic.
There was a backswing right there that got Kurt Suzuki. You talk about a guy that's tough. Look at this. Clunk right on his face mask.
See, you get sound effects with this broadcast. You don't find that very often.
No other sport.
Clunk. Clank. Why didn't our crew write that and have a little star or an explanation or an exclamation point? It's 0-1 to Renato Nunez.
Like the old Batman comics, right?
Right. Pow, wham, sock. Nunez has struck out twice and grounded out. He's the designated hitter tonight.
Well, somebody needs to get into one. We're not picky, any one of these guys.
It won't be Nunez, at least here in the 8th. 1 away.
Well, Myers gets a good breaking ball there. Let's see, it's that over the top.
Gregory Soto ready for the 9th. Here's Harold Castro. He's grounded out 3 times. The first ground out in the 2nd. David Fletcher made an incredible play up the middle.
Myers does throw a cutter. He's got a fastball that tops out at 97. The cutter's a little bit slower. And what that ball does is breaks in a little bit late, a couple inches in to a lefty, away from a righty. Got a curveball. Not your typical 12-6, more of a 1-7. That tops out at about 80. Slider and a changeup.
Ahead in the count 0-2 to Harold Castro. The Angels will have their 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the 9th. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Well
Mike
located.
Myers.
Yeah, well located heater right there. Really tied up Harold. When you know you can get inside to Harold Castro, you've done something, because he can inside out it with the best of them. But this beats him inside.
Here's Willie Castro, who had a broken bat single his last time out. Breaks another bat. This one's foul.
Well, the last single was off the very end. That one, we call that kitchen. Go back to Ohtani's at bat, right? That's where, if he would have hit it squarely, that pitch that Cisnero struck him out with, that's what would have happened to his bat too.
Man, that's like you put it on a miter box saw and just saw it right down the middle.
Yeah, that's, well, as a pitcher, that's worth 20 strikeouts for me. That's fun.
The 0-1. Myers has been much better on the road than at home. On the road, 21 1/3 innings pitched and allowed just 6 runs. At home, 19 runs in 32 2/3. Now 1-2 to Willie Castro.
Myers got some good stuff tonight, folks. Going to be tough off this guy. See if Joe Madden uses him more than 1 inning or if he's just a 1 inning guy. There is some activity out there in the Angels' pen.
That's a 10-pitch inning for Mike Myers, and he strikes out the side. We head to the 9th in a tight one. 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for Los Angeles.
1, 2, 3.
Wake up for a full day of baseball on MLB Central, featuring an all-star lineup of hosts.
Let's rock, baby.
Teeing up baseball's biggest news and stories with a little style.
This is waiting for you right here.
Can we record that?
Joined by a colorful cast of guests all season long.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does look good on camera.
You're most likely to avoid paying the dinner bill.
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
The fun never stops on MLB Central. Weekday mornings, 10 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
Hi, I'm Bo Bichette, and you can catch me making great plays on MLB Tonight.
Another great defensive play.
And I'm Harold Reynolds, and you can catch me breaking down those great plays on MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network.
Here's our game summary. Casey Mize struggled, but he battled, folks. Miguel Cabrera, they really have not pitched to him all that much. Last couple of times stayed way away from him. That's why he's drawn a couple of walks. And Griner has had himself a fine night. He's walked and scored, doubled and scored. He also has an infield hit. What's the game summary as we move to the 9th? And a wall side windows pitching change. Here's Gregory Soto with electric stuff.
Yeah, he'll get the 9th. And maybe beyond that. Let's hope not. But it's been great job by the bullpen. Funkhauser threw an inning, did his job. Then Joe Jimenez came in for an inning, did his job. Fulmer, Cisnero both pitched an inning, did their job. 51st game for that guy right there, and it seems like his arm never gets tired.
He'll have to deal with David Fletcher, Jared Walsh, and Jose Iglesias for the Angels here in the 9th.
We saw a rarity. His last time up, Michael Fulmer struck out. Or excuse me, it was Joe Jimenez struck out David Fletcher. You don't see that very often.
No, just the 46th strikeout for Fletcher this season. And if you think about it, you kind of put that in context for Fletcher. J.D. Davis of the Mets had the same number of strikeouts coming into the game, but played 120 games to Fletcher's 461.
That's old school baseball. Yep. That's what you want. Those are the guys.
You win with guys like that, don't you?
You really do. There's no breathers.
To right field. Good play by Grossman. Got a good jump and retires Fletcher.
Important out. Leadoff man late in the game, tie ball game.
There's a dangerous hitter in Jared Walsh. He's walked 3 times but struck out in the 7th. Michael Fulmer faced him to lead off the 7th and blew him away.
Yeah, he threw him a really nasty slider that kind of fooled Walsh. He didn't have a good swing.
Two runs on 8 hits, no errors for the Angels. They've left 11 men on base. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Tigers have stranded 8. The shift is on for Walsh. 1-1 to him.
Good slider there. There's the shift Shep just mentioned to the right side.
On the edge to make it 1-2. Walsh is like, I can't do anything with that.
Hit that one, kid. Throw it again. That's all you can say. If you can throw it again, it's over. And that's what Griner wants. Stay right there.
At 100, just missed.
See what happens is you rear back. It's got to make a better pitch. Why make a better pitch? I mean, it was perfect. 97 on the block. So he throws 100 off the plate.
Cued foul.
Throws another slider there. It's kind of what's made Gregory Soto more effective, though, is that pitch right there that he can take 10 miles an hour off of. And go in now. Yep.
Low, 3-2.
His body didn't allow that ball to be finished where he wanted it.
Bounced it in there, and a 1-out walk for Walsh. His fourth walk of the night.
That's impressive.
It is. Especially for a guy who has as much power as he does. Maybe that's an unfair characteristic, but you just don't see power hitters do that very often, do you?
If they want to be better, they have to do that.
What's this discussion with Jose Iglesias waiting, do you think, between Griner and Soto?
I think Griner's just pretty much saying, look, you know, you had the guy and then it got away from you. Forget him. Keep an eye on him. Don't let him get a great jump. Give me a chance. But they're going over the game plan with Iglesias and what they want to try to do here. Iglesias will jump on the first fastball. He can do that and will do that. But if you're a fastball pitcher, it's kind of strength against strength.
And he goes to right field with it.
Get rid of it. There you go.
First and second, 1 out.
Well, it's good hitting right there, but it's predictable hitting. We know that that's what Jose Iglesias does.
Second hit of the night for Iglesias. Angels are stirring here in the ninth with 1 away. Here's Brandon Marsh.
Need a hard hit ground ball right at a middle infielder.
2 for 4 for Marsh. RBI single in the first. A rocket of a double that was so close to getting out of here in right center field last time up. Squeezed in between were a couple of strikeouts. At 99 at the bottom of the zone.
Now don't try to throw it 101. Just throw it right there again. This guy can't do much with that. There you go. Love that ball down from a guy like Cisnero, from a guy like Soto, even Michael Fulmer. When you throw in the upper 90s, once in a while you throw one up at the top of the zone, but you live down at the bottom of the zone. So hard for hitters to do any damage with a ball right at the bottom of the zone.
Outside 1-2.
Even those pitches, though, that's the problem with throwing too many pitches to one hitter. They're timing it. Even if he doesn't offer at it, he's tracking that baseball and he's timing it in his mind so that when you do throw that one, that could be the mistake, he's going to have a better chance of making contact.
He got him.
Quick pitch. Big out, Shep. Big out right there. Slide step. Pretty much the same pitch he threw the previous one. Way off the plate, but Marsh couldn't lay off that one.
2 away, and here's Jack Mayfield.
Infield playing straight up, deep. Got 2 outs. They're just looking to knock a ball down, keep it in the infield, make a play. Second or first.
Swung on and missed.
Threw it by him.
98.
Yeah, he threw that one by him.
One for 3 for Mayfield. The RBI single in the third. He's popped up and struck out his last time out. Walked in the first. Good stop by Griner. Walsh walked. Iglesias singled.
Crowd sticking around. I want to see a Tiger win here.
They also want to see if they get another glimpse of Miguel Cabrera perhaps in the ninth. The 1-1 inside. Plenty of chances for the Angels tonight. The 2-1 swung on and missed.
Soto showed the fastball in there that was called a ball. Then he went away, and I really think Mayfield was overmatched there. Soto looking at his cheat sheet, but just recognize what the hitter did. You can just throw that same pitch right there away off the plate a little bit. Now that you're even in the count, you have one you can waste to see if he chases. Griner sitting up inside though, might be a breaking ball. Ooh.
3-2 to Jack Mayfield.
Waste pitch, no question. Ball's way too high to even make a pass at.
Lost him. Bases loaded for the Angels with 2 away, and Joe Adele.
Well, it seems like Gregory Soto has gone through this many, many times. He reaches back and tries to overpower hitters instead of locate. You know, basically it's overpower number one, locate number two, where it should be locate number one. But you get a visit from Chris Fetter.
We expect another good one tomorrow. The upcoming pitching matchup presented by Wallside Windows. Shohei Ohtani will not be the designated hitter. He will be the starter against Tarek Skubal. We'll begin our coverage on Valley Sports with Tigers Live with John Keating, Craig Monroe, and Trevor Thompson at 6:30.
Should be a fun one. That guy is Mr. Excitement. Does a lot of things well, including pitch.
Yeah, he's really good. He's also homered 17 in 17 of his pitching starts. So
is that all?
That's all. Adele takes one outside.
Well, there's nowhere to put him here, Shep. You got to come after him. No secret to anybody that's in attendance here tonight.
Fooled him 1-1. Easy heartbeat for Gregory Soto. Fly ball deep left field. That is hammered. That's a grand slam for Joe Adele. What a way to celebrate your first home run.
Well, there is no doubt about that one. And sometimes pitchers become predictable. He was sitting on this fastball, and it was too much middle.
6-2 Angels. Here's Kurt Suzuki. How often do you talk about walks? 2 walks.
Came in to score.
Came in to score. Suzuki 1 for 4. That included a double in the 6th. Swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. The 1-2 pounded to left. Suzuki takes it out of here on a 1-2 pitch. Back-to-back bombs for the Angels in the 9th, and it's now 7-2.
I'm sure that Soto's frustrated, and he throws another mistake pitch there to Suzuki, who happens to be a very good fastball hitter himself. Not a lot of difference in the location of the 2 fastballs that were hit out.
That's the 5th time this year that the Angels have gone back-to-back in a ball game. Juan Lagares turns on one, drills it to the left field corner. Castro plays it off the wall. Lagares has a 2-out stand-up double. That's 3 consecutive hitters with good swings and hard hit balls. I mean, bullets to left.
And AJ is going to come out. That actually was a slider there. Just stayed right up and over the plate. So AJ coming out to make a move.
Ohtani coming up, and the Angels have it opened up a 5-run lead.
Every time he takes the field, he competes not only against the other team, but against the toughest adversary, himself. MLB Tonight, where the best outdo their best on MLB Network.
Hey Al, I'm just wondering, during the demo on MLB Tonight, what was that meatball you threw?
Meatball? I think you're misunderstanding. That was a hitting demonstration, and that's what I was supposed to do.
Oh, he got home, baby.
Right. I think that ball is still traveling. Any farther and you need a flight plan for it.
Next question.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Well, folks, Shohei Ohtani is coming to the plate, and it's been brought to my attention, and I sincerely apologize if I offended anybody, especially anybody in the Asian community, for what I said about pitching and being careful to Shohei Ohtani. I did not intend for any offensive thing, and I apologize if I did. Certainly respect and have the utmost respect for this guy. And don't blame a pitcher for walking him.
Yeah, you've said that all night long, how much you respect his skill. He's facing Ian Kroll here in the 9th. With Lagares at second in already 5 runs home. It's a wall-side windows pitching change. Kroll on for the 11th time. And what an assignment to try and get Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I mean, and especially with 3 straight hard hit balls, and you got the best hitter at the plate right now, who really hasn't hit a ball all that hard except for the first pitch of the game off of Casey Mize.
Yeah, right back up the middle. Then he stole second and scored in the first. Been walked a couple of times, struck out his last time up inside 2-1. They play him to pull, but Candelario is the lone player on the left side of the infield, and he's playing pretty close to his usual position at third base, off the line, but now 3-1.
Yeah, and I think that's the best place for Candy to play him. You play him too much in short. You know, I've seen him spray the ball down the left field line. He can slap it that way if that's his intent. You know, in this game now, it may be his intent. Typically, he's trying to put one in the seats to win the ball game, but the game's already out of line a little bit.
Fouls it back.
Still takes the healthy cut.
Five spot here in the 9th. For the Angels, it was highlighted by Joe Adele's grand slam homer that traveled 416 feet. And then to add insult to injury, Kurt Suzuki hit a 1-2 pitch over the left field wall for back-to-back homers. Ohtani walks, and that extends the ninth to the man who led off the inning, and David Fletcher.
So a bat around plus inning now for the Angels.
Fletcher flew out to right to start the frame. Goes to the right side and under the glove of Jonathan Scope. A run will score. Lagares trots home with the 8th Angels run of the night. It's now a 6-run Angels lead.
And that'll close the door for that guy. Gregory Soto had a rough one. All the runners that he faced came in to score.
An error on Jonathan Scope. And keeps the inning alive for Jared Walsh. He walked. One of 3 walks in the inning for the Angels. Walsh has walked 4 times. So when you see on your lower part of your screen 0 for 1, you're thinking, how does he only have 1 at bat? Well, he walked in the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th, and earlier here in the 9th. Struck out in the 7th against Michael Fulmer. In the dirt, 1-2. The Tigers will have Griner, Reyes, and Grossman in the 9th. Walsh, a 28-year-old from Brookfield, Wisconsin. Waits on the 1-2. Sliding stop made by Griner. Such a good story. Walsh, we mentioned earlier, a 39th round pick in 2015. He played his college ball at Georgia.
Brookfield, is that somewhere close to Milwaukee, I think?
Yeah, it is.
Suburbia.
Yeah. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Inning is finally over, but it's a big one for the Angels, and the Tigers have a lot of catching up to do.
Hi, I'm Bo Bichette, and you can catch me making great plays on MLB Tonight.
Another great defensive play.
And I'm Harold Reynolds, and you can catch me breaking down those great plays on MLB Tonight.
MLB Tonight, only on MLB Network.
Cliff, how do you know how much bling to wear before each game?
What bling you wear during the game is a very important decision. You want to wear enough so you look good, but not too much where it slows you down on the base pass. Some diamonds are always nice, but on a sunny day, the reflection can get in your eye and make you miss a play.
Thanks, Cliff. Very informative.
The analyst of MLB Tonight, answering baseball's toughest questions. Only on MLB Network.
Oh, my goodness. That one's going to be replayed hundreds of times. Big fly, Ohtani-san! What a play in left. Gives them what they came to see.
Well, the game was skinny, and then it wasn't. Some of us can relate to that a lot more than we'd like. 8-2 as the Tigers head to their 9th inning at bat. And keep this in mind. In the Tigers rally that's coming up, Miguel Cabrera will hit 5th.
Well, you're looking forward to that at bat. I'm sure there's some fans that are sticking around for that at bat because we're chasing history. But the Tigers' offense was quiet today. Give Bundy a lot of credit. He moved the ball around. It was pretty tough to get to today, but I'm going to dive into it a little bit more and tell you why he was so effective.
Post-game reaction right after the final out, Shep.
All right, fellas, Grayson Griner has not been quiet. I mean, he's been pretty good, 2 for 2, a couple of runs scored. Just 6 hits for Detroit. It's Griner and then Victor Reyes, then the top of the order, and Robbie Grossman against Mike Myers. Myers works with a 6-run lead. It's 1-1 to Griner. He came in and struck out the side in the 8th. Struck out Nunez, Harold Castro, and Willie Castro, all swinging. Now 1-2.
Shep, we were talking about up until Soto's kind of hiccup inning, we were talking about how good the Tiger bullpen is and has been. Well, so has the Angel bullpen tonight. Austin Warren threw an inning in 3rd, and Steve Cishek threw an inning. Mike Myers in his 2nd inning. So they've done a fine job.
Yep. You said that earlier. It'll come down to the bullpens. Griner strikes out. That's 4 straight for Myers, all swinging.
Overpowered him with the fastball.
That brings up Victor Reyes. For 3 tonight for Reyes after going 0 for 3 Sunday against Cleveland. Reyes the other way, foul.
One thing about Myers, he's been ahead of everybody. Talked about Michael Fulmer and how he is attacked. Well, this guy's done the same thing for the Angels.
You always stress strike 1. Myers has done that very well. Good piece of hitting by Reyes to go the other way for his first knock of the night.
Now one batter closer to letting Miggy get one more crack at number 500.
There you go.
Fastball up and away. Victor does this a lot. Stays with it. Good compact short swing. Keeps his hands on top of the baseball and shoots it the other way.
For Robbie Grossman, who's 1 for 3, he's also walked, and he's driven in a run. Grossman has seen a lot of pitches again here tonight, and that's not unusual. He's 4th in the majors in pitches per plate appearance. There are believers.
That's not fair. Drop a changeup, spotting your fastball, your slider, and then you drop a changeup down and away in a perfect spot.
The 1-1. On the outside corner, Grossman didn't like it. 1-2. Up high, counts even.
Two strikes. You're just in a defensive mode here as a hitter. This guy's got such a good variety of pitches. You can't guess one thing. You just have to react to the baseball.
The 2-2 missed away. Another good at bat by Grossman. Crowd trying to help him along. Fouled away.
Too close to take. Robbie offers at it. The ball's maybe an inch or two away, but too close to take. Stays alive.
he got the foul ball, but he took the brunt of the high five. Till he saw himself on the big screen. Then the pain goes away.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Momentarily.
Here's another 3-2. Fly ball left field. Adele in. And Joe Adele retires Robbie Grossman for the second out. Couple hits so far for Jonathan Scope. He drove in the Tigers' first run back in the third. Run in the third and run in the fifth for Detroit. It was 2-2 until the top half of this inning when the Angels exploded for 6. That included a Joe Adele grand slam homer off Gregory Soto. A chopper to the right side. Fletcher will retire Scope, and the Angels win the first game of the series with a 6-run ninth, and they beat Detroit 8-2. Let's send it to John Keating and Craig Monroe standing by with Tigers live postgame. Fellas.
All right, Shep, thanks. A grand slam win for the visiting Angels tonight. We'll tell you what that does to the season series between these two teams, where the Halos pitching around Miguel Cabrera, and to what degree Casey Mize reflects back on his early start struggles tonight. Tigers Live starts in a moment.